Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Did you catch any of that, GJ, or are you just getting up?
No, I got nothing right now.
Yeah, I didn't get. I wasn't up in time for it. Like right when I got up, it was already in the middle of happening.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Good, good, very nice. Wow, this was GG Cell here, eh? Like this candle over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at the daily.
Yeah, seen the daily.
It's got some nice room to go.
Yeah, the only trade I got was gold. Gold buys yesterday in agent session. That was about it.
Nice. Yeah, I attempted the gap fill, and then it happened after we were done with Asian session.
Morning, people. How's everyone doing?
Hey, good morning. Very good.
Evening, buddy. You good?
So, daily here. Since you come further down, 136, 500, and then 135, 500.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I was just looking right now. I think there'll be a bit of a pullback before we push further down. But yeah, that I think that was my daily target as well.
Yeah. It's gonna continue.
Because if you look at the weekly, are you on the weekly? You're coming right into that zone again. Um, you have this area. This is what I was looking at right here,
Yep.
and then maybe reject there, and then your clean candle for tomorrow potentially. But then you're in this zone here. So that was what I was looking at. If we do continue to move down, that's I think what will happen. We're going to tap into that liquidity area again that we tapped into previously with Brexit.
Yeah, it makes sense too. Like with Corona running around, I mean, that's causing the pound euro to just die.
Yeah. And then we had the correction on gold as we discussed last week, which is a scary thought because I don't trust this weekly candle, to be honest.
Oh yeah, weekly's back in that weekly range I was making.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to see though if this weekly holds bullish, the next candle do this, right?
Yeah,
I think
continue going up.
next week you have if we are bullish, we do that, and then that completes it back to the range. I just don't trust it because we're basically in this area here. So at any given time, we could reject back down.
Let's take a look at daily here. Yeah, you're right. Like if this daily closes bullish, then we've
Yes,
created this liquidity zone here.
correct. That's what I watched. That's what I was watching for. Because even when we were looking at charts with Jeevan, this is a good area if you do that. And then if that holds, if we break past this area here, we've got clean movement up. So yeah, it's just really super sketch, to be honest. But I do like the idea that we have a massive correction. That was what I was thinking yesterday at Asian session. All I heard was your voice saying, yeah, so what goes up must go down, or what goes down must go up.
Yeah, like I mean, it has to correct something.
Yeah, and it did. It actually corrected perfectly to that level of 1611, which we were talking about last night, or 1610 basically. Because there was a lot of clean there was one huge clean candle at like basically the 18th of, yeah, this was it that one? Yeah, I think the 18th.
Wait, on the 4 hour?
On the 4 hour. This clean candle right here. Sorry, this one right here.
Okay.
And then basically that area there was filled easily. That's what I was looking at specifically. Because we just had a clean push up through to that area, and then obviously coming up into this consolidation here, that's where we'll probably have issues again here. But this move here should all be corrected, I think. That huge bearish candle, that should be corrected.
Right, let's see this over here. What's this chart here? GJ sells, downtrend, bearish close, took 30 pips. Thank you, GOAT. Oh no, you're the GOAT, man. You caught this trade. You're the best, greatest of all time now.
What up, what up?
Hey,
Morning.
what's up, Monty?
How you doing, boy? All right?
Good. Good,
man.
boy. How are you?
Yeah, boy. We're good, man. We smashed GJ this morning, man.
Oh, yeah.
good.
I see people
Yeah.
taking GJ sells here.
Yeah, I was from 38.4, well, 395. So it's pretty good. I missed the first bit, to be fair, but then I caught the big bit. She's nice.
Yeah, I really think it's going to continue moving here.
Mm.
Like, once this support goes,
It's a daily wick creation. It's simple. That's what I was aiming for, basically.
Yeah.
So the daily wick had no wick at the point, so I was waiting for it to get down and do its thing.
You still holding it, Chris?
No, I literally just closed that right now, about 2 minutes ago. That's in a little bit of 5-minute disrespect. So I was about 58 pips up on that one trade, so I was like,
Oh.
oh, good.
Ooh.
8 pips.
Yeah, well, I got my first trade entry was 38.4, 390,
Nice.
and then my second entry was at 37.800.
Looks like that London meetup is working.
Yeah, it was good, bro.
You guys-
It was good, actually. Enjoyable, man. I'm still tired though. No, it was enjoyable. It was good fun. We had a really good time. A lot of people made the effort, and yeah, it's nice to meet some people, mate. And then yeah, it's good. It's enjoyable. Lots of stories that will remain in London.
Oh, yeah. Those secrets stay in London.
Yeah, man.
No videos either.
Yeah, no videos. apart from that one of you, Kevin.
No, no way.
Straight to the ground. We had a good time. It was good fun. It's very enjoyable.
It was funny because when Rakeel turned around and posted the video, I was like, I had to go back and check when he was going to that London. I was like, I'm supposed to be there now. I'm like, I was trying to get there too. And it's like, oh shit, did I miss everything? Like I go away for a week and that's it.
Morning, Tim.
Morning, Chris.
Yeah, that
Yes,
that
damn it,
video
I
made
missed
it look
it.
like I was there.
Yeah, because I saw it in the chat and I was like, hey, so Windows, because it was like, London's awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, it confused me. I was like, holy cow, like I just got off a plane. I guess I'm supposed to be out there.
I should get another one.
Yeah, because I'm like, when did he go? He never said he left anywhere.
Quick voice.
Literally, I legitimately went to the market fluidity site and I was like, oh, April, okay, good. Well,
Good voice,
because I
good
know
voice.
Miami's March, right? So I know that
Yeah.
we'll be in Miami in March. And then I said, wait a second. I'm like, did I miss all this?
Good,
Okay.
good morning, guys.
Morning, dude. Morning.
Yeah, I was wondering because we have webinar at 8 a.m. and we finished the webinar at 9:30, something like that, and around 12 the video came out. So what the fuck? How many hours was this?
The new Concorde.
This guy
Yeah,
took the
seriously.
supersonic plane to England
Yeah.
for the meetup and back.
No, it's good. I think what we'll do, we're going to grab a load of people together for when you're there too and try and meet both together, if that makes sense, and get both groups up and that. So for a night, I mean. But yeah, it should be fun.
Let me check. We'll look at flights now. Oh, travel alerts.
Hey, you know what? Actually, in all seriousness, this whole Miami thing, I don't know, because it's getting a bit serious here now with the whole virus.
it is
I'm
actually.
a bit concerned whether actually I can actually come because it
Oh
might not allow me. You know?
man, you guys are so scared about nothing.
Bro, listen, look, put it in perspective, yeah? We're the only place in the world near enough. We're an island, and it's going to bounce off the walls until everyone's affected.
Man, as long as you're not 70 years old and don't have Alzheimer's, you're fine.
Yeah, I know, but if they stop flights, man.
Oh,
I've been getting
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
gassed about this.
Yeah, I know.
definitely.
Like,
Flights, man. They're not even screening people that are like even this week. People are flying in from Hong Kong and Singapore,
Yeah.
and they're just walking into the country. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
screening.
Exactly. And the thing is, there's people that are.
Come on in, mate. Come in. Yeah.
The thing is, was it? I see it on Sunday in the paper. I think it was the people that were in, Tenerife that had a real big breakout in some hotel, and then they sent all them dudes back, and then they were fine. They just came back in the country. But there's literally one that's just down the road from me as well, man. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't going outside.
Chris, aren't you a doctor?
No, dude.
How is it that the flight to London, the difference between economy and business class is 10 times the amount?
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How is that possible?
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying about coming over.
I'm like, it's $7,500 round trip to take business class to Heathrow, and its economy is $700. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, that's right. I think it's about economy. Yeah, I think it's about that'd be about the same actually going your way from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, this is ludicrous. Because even when I fly, like I flew to Vancouver on business class, and the difference was it was $3,000 for business, or like $2,500 for business class.
Yep.
I'm like, this is ludicrous.
Yeah, but then Kit Kats though, dude.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Oh, it's just because I'm just looking at the prices right now to buy my ticket, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
how is business class so expensive for you guys?
Yeah, well, there's only like 3 seats.
Oh, well, that's probably why.
And then private jets, you have to sit with the captain. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you sit on his lap as he takes you somewhere.
Ooh, something GP Cat sells over here. I wouldn't take sells here at GP Cat. You'd want to see some sort of a bearish candle forming here. No.
Alright, 24th to 26th. Alright.
You know, if you leave on the 24th, you get there on the 25th.
Well, I'm gonna come in on the 22nd and leave on the 26th. Let me see
So
about
Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah, come in on like Wednesday and come on Sunday.
Ooh, GJ's coming up over here, retesting that area.
GJ just rejected hard. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I closed. I thought something was going to catch up with it. Looking at 5 minutes, it looked like, not sure. Well, that wick to the left is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I'm going to start to look for sells on GJ. I mean, if it comes up over here, 137, 570, 600, if it starts to reject, I'm going to start looking for sells to come down to back to 137, 100. Retest this low. Could you look at GN for sells? No, if you read the screen, it says don't say look at this or look at that. You need to post the label chart for GBP and GD.
Ted, what that did you just say?
22nd to 26th.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Come in earlier and
Mm-hmm.
do stuff and come back on the Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. Sunday I'm leaving at like 5 and landing back here at like 8 p.m. Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's a 6 o'clock flight, right?
Yeah, it's only one flight there.
Yeah.
So I confused myself because I thought you were talking about Miami. I was like, man, I've got my dates well wrong.
No.
I was like, damn it. No, that's good.
All right, let me just get this. Oh, that's not bad. All right. Yeah, so if I leave 6:30 on Wednesday, I get into the UK 6:30 in the morning the next day, and then coming back, I get back home in Toronto on Sunday at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we got the same flights returning.
Yeah. All right, let me figure that out.
Oh man, if I see a confirmation here for sells, this will be a great sell. Once 137, 130, 120 breaks, it's going downtown. Downtown.
This hourly candle on gold probably just finessed a lot of people into thinking that it's going to go down because it broke the low of it just about touched the low of the previous hourly wick, and yeah, now it's just retracing all the way back up. I think this 4 hour will finish bullish.
Yeah, I think there has to be a little bit of a correction before we continue to move, and I think that's what this hourly candle is doing right now. There's a zone that was created earlier this morning at 1606 to 1596 on the hourly. Yeah, that huge wick. So I assume that this area here can be tapped into multiple times. Safe buys would probably be above this area here to finish off here. That would be probably your safe buys. So you're looking at 1611 to 1616. I think that's your safe targets. If you're looking for buys on gold, I mean, ideally you can take buys here if you want, but then your stop loss is over here, right? So your risk to reward is off. And you could possibly continue to go down because this hourly candle is still bearish. So we could tap deeper into this area here before we start to move. So I'd just be cautious. If you caught the move up, that was probably the move for the day. This push right here, that was your move. If you were watching gold yesterday. Right now, I think you're going to have a lot of consolidation in range. Just something to keep in mind. And the screen is gone.
Yeah, because if you look at the last 3 hours from London Open until now, it's just been like big bullish candles. The last two candles, the first two candles, the London session were just huge bulls, man. And I think that's because of, again, just like the things going on around the world with Turkey. Turkey opening the borders, and then Russia apparently bombing Turkish planes, and then obviously the coronavirus spreading like wildfire around Europe and the UK.
Yeah.
All of the traders during London will just be like, yeah, let's put the money into gold.
Yeah, I think for the 4-hour gold to flip bullish, it'll really have to break through 1610, and that's going to be an easier trade going to like 1616, even
Oh,
15 easy.
what?
Oh, who's that? Who's having problems there? Mr. Yasser.
It's you.
What's this chart over here?
I currently have a buy from 1606.74.
Oh, someone keeps sending the wrong chart. Honestly, man, taking sells in gold, I think it's very risky.
Yeah, sells right now, I wouldn't.
Very risky, because even if you take sells, you have this wick right over here in the way, and then you have this support right here in the way, and then you have this area right here in the way. So there are a lot of stops. Like as price starts to come down, there are a lot of stops here in the way. You know, so if a great buys would be above 1610, because then you have this clean candle. Hey man, can you mute yourself? Who's this? Yeah, so as price starts to go up, then you have these clean candles here, like this candle here, and this, and then you have this next zone over here. So this is a 1610. Yeah, this is a $10 range. So if I'm looking for buys, I'm only looking for clean buys above this area.
Yeah, that's exactly. It makes total sense. I tend to agree with that. It was sort of the same thing like on Friday, where you know this area here broke, this area here, and then it just sold off. Like people could look for sells up over here, but you probably you know you look and you have these supports, but once this is broken, you're off to the races. It's similar to here. Once this breaks up, you're off to the races. So like take easy positions. Like this was an easy sell on Friday. This sell off here, just because once you break that high level support, you're only going in one direction at that point. And then your confluence was end of week, end of day, or Friday, end of week, end of month. I mean, and you know there's going to be a pullback, and that basically dropped it with all the other hoopla going on in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if we correct this whole move down from last week in this weekly candle, and we top off at basically 1640. And this weekly candle, the set of weekly candles become consolidation between 1600 basically and 1640.
Can you show us in the chart what you mean, please, Ted?
Yeah. If Rakeel goes to the weekly, I can show you.
Yes.
So ideally what you're looking at then is you're saying this area here is now support, and this is the zone. And what's happening here is this weekly candle now will look like that over there, and this becomes consolidation similar to, I don't want to say like this area here, but if you go further down in the weeklies, there was a big area of consolidation again like that previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think gold's gonna just like?
Yeah, I guess
there needs to be a catalyst, like a fundamental catalyst.
Well, no, I think we have the catalyst. To be honest, this move down here, this was a sell-off that I think was just to offset the equity move, right? People were selling off because equities took a dump, so they were trying to get something back out of the fact that they took losses. And that's why I didn't believe that this was the full move. Like I didn't think that all of a sudden now we're going to crash. I think that this was a great move for us as traders, because now this candle here will rocket all the way back up. Once we break out of this zone here, and then it'll probably top off somewhere over here, and or create potentially a new high, which matches up with the new month, right? So your new monthly candle now is going to push up, and that's going to create the consolidation that we need at that point, right? Because technically speaking, this if we want to go talk about candles, this is an indecision candle, right? This doesn't mean that we're going bearish. So what this could be is a massive breather to then push to fill at that point. Right? And if you look at smaller time frames, whenever we've had an indecision candle like this with strong trend, the trend has continued. You can just go on to like a smaller time frame and look at an indecision candle like in a trend setting, like even here. Raja just had it. Yeah, something like that, and then it just continues on the way up. Like, I mean, that's how I would evaluate that.
We took a couple of good plays last week based on that exact reason.
So I mean, we've sort of got lots of time. We're at 1606. I think at 1620, that's where I'll start to panic a bit, in the sense that most of the move is already gone. But like anywhere between 1606 and 1611, let it range, and then after 1611, if we start moving to 1616, I think that's where I'd start to try and pick up the move to then continue further up. Like if you're not in gold at if you miss the gold trade and it's around 1620, that's where I'll start to panic a bit and be like, okay, well, there's probably only $20 left in this move, unless we're gonna go to like 1700 or whatever we're doing at that point.
I was looking at a good zone between 21 and 27.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? So like if you're at 1620 and you don't normally trade gold and now you're trying to trade gold, I'd be very cautious.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I think if anyone's trying to trade gold, you set your alerts at 1611, set price alerts for 1611, evaluate market structure at that point, and then look to take entries to 1620, 1618, stuff like that to fill the next candle. If that's what you're really looking for, I mean, that's the key there in terms of trading gold. Like right now, it's a no man's land. Like just let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
I'm assuming we're kind of waiting for at least a 15-minute close.
Yeah.
DJ?
Yes. Yeah, so I'm waiting for this candle to close. So I got because my idea is that, okay, like if this was support made and now resistance should be made here, even though it made a low, so this low should be retested. And for that low to be retested, I want, like you're right, at least a 15-minute bearish candle.
And probably a close below 137.4. I think our chart numbers are a little off because I'm using FXCM, but it's support to the left.
Yeah. So a bearish candle would lock the trade in for me. Like a 15-minute would be good, but a 30-minute bearish would be perfect.
The hourly looks really nice.
Yeah, I'd want a 30-minute or 15-minute bearish here. Man, these ranges on gold are just crazy. From here down to this wick, this is 33 pips.
It's awesome, isn't it?
60 pips, man.
Well, yesterday's 200 pip move, that was incredible. Like with Jeevan, when he put that chart up, I was like, holy shit, I see the exact same thing.
Yeah. I was looking at that for like after 6, because I got it late. I was looking at the whole, is that going to be a monthly play now? From there, I was like, oh, just hold it from there.
Well, even this 5-minute right after the open.
Yes.
Just felt like.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got out of that, because I was expecting the move to start there, and literally as it started to drop, I'm like, ooh, and I just got out right away. I was like, this is nuts. It was a 2-minute trade basically.
Oh yeah, literally. Would you expect Gigi to fill the hourly bearish wick? Yes. So basically, I'm gonna wait for a bearish candle to form here, and then I'm gonna try to take a sell to go all the way down to 137, 130 or 140. So that's the trade I'll be looking for. That'd be great. Your USD 4-hour candle chart has formed a possible cup and handle. I think you need to send a chart with that drawing. A bearish close.
Sells below 137,425.
Yes.
Well, you're looking to about 280.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, did you look at the 4-hour chart left at like October?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I was looking at the same bit, where the wicks are now, where the price is exactly now. It's kind of important, I think.
Sobeys is open. Yeah, I'll have to go to the grocery store here in a bit. I have to go buy some volatility. Go buy some coffee.
So you can call your market maker. Press the button. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. Press the button. And thing falls like 30 pips after that.
Yeah, but it was so funny.
It was blessed.
Yeah.
It was weird because Friday I was sitting eating breakfast and my phone was going off the hook. Like I was like, what the hell's going on? And it was like I literally felt like a stockbroker, like on Black Friday or something like that, because everybody was messaging me. This is blowing up. This is breaking. Oh my gosh, I've lost like 90% of my account. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Like I'm just eating breakfast, right?
Let me finish my coffee.
Yeah, it was incredible. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, like the whole week was relatively quiet. Like, there was no issues. Like I was off doing my thing, and I was weird. I was actually trading like the afternoon session of New York, which was really weird because it was, the 3-hour time difference would be like 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the West Coast, and it'd be like 1 o'clock Eastern, and I was catching like the 3 o'clock pushes. So it was just really weird. Like I caught 60 pips last week in like a 30-minute candle, and it was like the 3 o'clock candle or like the 3:30 candle on gold that usually pulls in the afternoon session, which I usually avoid. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty good play.
Change tactics now.
Yeah, well, that's literally what it was. Is because getting up at 4 a.m. to try and trade the New York session was just absolutely ridiculous. Like I got up for 5 minutes, heard you guys talk, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing
this. Yeah, I'm done.
Sit up, boys.
Yes, nephew Ted. This looks good. Like you'll have to wait for a bearish candle over there to justify a sell. Wow, it's pushed up.
Gone higher. Perfect.
It might be a play for London close or something later as well, I think.
Well, I think it's tapping into like the 137 780s before it starts to move, because there's a zone between 137 830 and then 137 like 525 basically, where it's tapping into right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have this zone over here, and then you're taking sells once it rejects.
Yep.
And then your target basically is straight down here.
So look here. Euro USD cup and handle. Oh, he sent the wrong chart. Yeah, see, so now the 1 hour has broken the high of the previous 1 hour, so the chances of it heading down, bearish, they're becoming slimmer and slimmer. So now since we know that, okay, if it goes down, it's going to go down over here, but if it goes up, it might be coming back up to, like, 138, even 138, 100. So we start to look at both plays, like, okay, what would you want to see if it starts to go down? And what would you want to see if it starts to go up? Because if it starts to go up, you need to know, okay, it's going up, okay, maybe this is why it's heading up. But because if you don't map that out and it starts to go up, then you're just like confused because you're like, oh, it's going up, I don't know what to do, oh, I don't know. So there are rules for everything, like what rules should be there for price to move up and what rules should be there for price to move down.
Good morning, Rakeel.
Hey, good morning, Carlos. How are you?
Fine, and you, mate?
Good. I forgot your name for 2 seconds.
You are fast,
Hey.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, BPK.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
Yo no existo que no dice buenos días, Kerwin, buenos días, Ted,
Buenos días, mi pana. Buenos días, brother.
Coño, brother.
Yo, tranquilos.
Morning, guys.
Hey,
Oh, listen to Raj and you know what we're talking. Tranquilos.
Hey, tranquilo.
Tranquilo, huevón. Have you guys taken anything?
No, I was looking for sells if GJ rejected, 137,500, but it didn't. So I'm just like kind of sitting out right now and just staying back. I might also be looking at I was looking at sells, but now at the same time I might also be looking at buys because if this was support and this candle broke out and I don't know, so this current candle close is key.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait for this candle to close, 30-minute candle.
The thing is, look at the huge wick we have done on the weekly, and it's just Monday morning, man.
Yeah.
And it just like retested the previous support zone. Well, not previous, but a strong previously support zone.
This support is strong. I think I need to wait for break that support. This support, yes, it's kind of like the same as GJ right now. They're all at all pound pairs. I think they're at strong supports. I'm down 160k in the past 3 years. Is it too late to gain discipline? Nope. There's still ways. But the problem is, are you gonna chase that loss or are you gonna turn over a new leaf? That's the important part.
I feel like GJ is just making the top wick for the hourly to come down and break through support.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, man. You took GJ longs yesterday, right?
Yeah, I was tried to fill the gap.
But it did, man, afterwards.
It did after, it went up like 15, 16
wow.
pips. I went break even, took me out, and then like an hour later, I looked at to see if it filled it, and it was just a perfect trade, no drawdown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, oh well. The idea was there, just not at the right time.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe half an hour later would be perfect.
Yeah, we had company over, and I was like, I'm not gonna sit on here and just watch it do something or do nothing.
All right.
Yeah, there's one thing that you said, Paul, that really made me click. is in my mind was that you said that for this trading style we need volume. Because this trading style is based on continuation of move. So for the new guys, you need to trade on those trading sessions. Otherwise, it's gonna fail.
Yeah, especially for breaking the lows, like what I look for. If there's no volume, I mean, it could just fall down below and then just keep going where the previous ones are going.
Exactly.
Well, that's just common sense, right? To trade when there's volume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've said it like 1,000 times. But people don't get it sometimes.
People don't get it.
If the 15 breaks the low of the one that just closed, I'm gonna sell it.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because I feel like if it breaks the low, it's just gonna push all the way down to support instead of forming bearish and then going. But if it doesn't break below and it goes bearish, that'll be even better.
I wonder how many people are in a trade just to be in a trade right now.
I bet a ton took it once it touched that like retest area. They just took us out right away.
Yeah, probably.
Not me, mate. I've learned my lesson.
Yes. Yeah, the only thing that's keeping me away from selling right now is that the 1 hour broke the high of the previous 1 hour. That's kind of like keeping me at bay.
Yeah, I don't trust it either yet. I have a sell stop. My sell stop's at 137.515. That's where I have a sell stop to break all the way down to 141. So I'll wait for this to move. Took sells on gold, 15-minute close. What do you think? I think you're in for a big land of hurting. I don't. Where's your stop and where's your take profit? That's where I'd like to know. Cause
man, this 5-minute candle is 30 pips. The thing is, the pip value on gold hasn't changed. It's still moving with the same pip value.
I just don't trust that sell. I mean, just feel any given time we could rip right back up. If we're gonna have a sell on gold, I'd like to see a massive rejection. I mean, once again, when we always look at charts, you know, you just want to have, you know, your candle that looks like this, and then looks like that, and you have rejection from the top, and it's a bearish candle down, similar to one of these candles, right? So if you were to take a sell, you wouldn't take a sell on this candle. You would look at this candle and be like, hey, now we're starting to reject. If we break this support, here's a good trade. And I think that is an easier move, because once again, you get this nice clean move here with no struggle versus trying to figure out something up over here. So that's, I mean, what you should always be looking for, some sort of idea where, you know, if we break support over here, then, you know, we're going to have a nice move all the way down, and that's what you got here, and you would have essentially no drawdown to take that trade. Put yourself in a position to win. Make things easy for yourself. Don't try and guess or fight through things. Just, you know, if the candles are all in the same direction, take a trade. If they're not, you know, don't, so to speak.
Is Chris in here?
Operator to Chris.
Chris, where you at, brother?
I think he's jamming. Who's making coffee?
Gotcha. I was on the London session stream this morning. He kills it on that.
Always.
Okay, what do we got? We got ISM.
Great breakdowns.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, CAD interest rates this week. Will they finally cut the rates again? Will they cut rates or no? That's the question. They haven't cut rates in a long time, and the US has already cut rates 3 times. Should be interesting. Then we got NFP. And then we got surprise Corona tax. And then if you factor in surprise Brexit news, oh man. Crazy times we are walking in.
Did it activate you, Ted?
No, 5:15. $137, 5:15. That's what I'm waiting for.
Question to Ted and Rakeel. Would the US selling 12 million barrels of oil just as the virus hits have a detrimental impact on the dollar?
To be honest, I don't think that's a big amount for gold for the US. US is one of the biggest reserves in oil, so I don't really think that's going to be a major impact. But
doesn't anyone find it crazy that that Africa literally has like the least amount of cases? Africa has the least amount of cases, and it's also the least developed. I think Africa is gonna be like just a time bomb because they don't have anything to screen people with.
Well, the thing with Africa is that they have so much shit going on there that their bodies are immune to all this.
no, there was the TikTok meme. When you eat food or you breathe or you drink water and you get corona, we don't have any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have any of that.
Yeah, they don't have any food or water to ingest coronavirus with. They just about have any clothes.
The most serious getting is now Iran, and I think that will be a reason for the Western countries to invade this little country. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. What do you mean by that, man? Don't say that.
Yeah, man, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
I read somewhere that when these people are recovering from, because you're seeing a lot of recovered cases from the coronavirus, it's actually not like a proper recovery because these people, like the virus, it burns out the alveoli. So they have to have like external breathing apparatus for the rest of their life, and it makes their immune system so weak that they have to have antiviral drugs for the rest of their life and stuff. So recovery is not in a sense of back to normal. Recovery is just in a sense of I got rid of coronavirus. I'll try and find some links.
All right, this 30-minute candle is about to close in 6 minutes. If it closes below 137.550, I start looking for sells.
15 minutes should be better, so it closes below too.
Every time
Chris, I loved your stream this morning. Sorry, Rakeel.
Oh no, I was just trying to say every time Paul moves, his chair says no.
Every time what?
No, it's okay. Nothing. Hello guys, just joined the stream. Any trade called? No. I'm actually looking for sells on GJ. I think I've said it 10,000 times.
It's okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, David.
So what I'm going to be looking for is...
How are you guys doing?
Good, good. How are you? So I would want the next 30-minute candle to break this low. That's when I will start taking sells, like around 137, 400. Rather than the 15-minute bearish close. It's going to be a little conservative.
Rakeel, you're gonna start the magic keys come back in the middle of the month?
Yes, we're waiting for the shipment to arrive.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Who's disinfecting them? You got some child labor? Disinfect them all?
No, they will come over here and then I will disinfect them myself. Yeah, I'll take all the risk for everybody. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like the pre-orders, it's just insane. Because the first wave came in and then people bought it. Now their friends want to buy it. So it's like a spider web just spreading.
I mean, it's an amazing tool, man. It makes your job easier, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you make a quality product, people want to buy it.
Oh man, it works like a blast.
That's how you made 52K, right?
Yes.
That's the key, man.
That's the key. Key in trading. I've actually had less losses.
But you cut losses faster or less losses in general?
Both. Cut losses faster, less losses. You know?
That's what I said yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the key, man.
Alright, I think we're going to see a 2 minutes left here. Target should be 137, I'd say 150 to be safe. Even 170, 200. Wicks don't lie. Why are you not using FXCM chart instead of IDC? I don't know. I'm using what was here on the screen. I honestly don't care if it's a FXCM or IDC or whatever that is. I really don't care about that.
The good thing about IDC is that they give you the pre-market.
IDC means I don't care. Alright, let's check what our Chinese indicator is saying. Chinese indicator is saying GBP weak. Perfect.
Rakeel.
Hey.
Sorry to be late, but I think GCAD was the trade.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no one sent a chart, so we didn't look at it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here, GPCAD real quick. Oh, I see that. I see it. Oh, nice. Yeah, after that 15-minute close.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What was the move here? Oh, 26, 27, 30 pips.
Would you have taken that, Raja?
Yep.
I was watching it. You would have?
Yep. After the 15-minute close, I would have taken the trade. You didn't feedback me. Well, because you're not sending the chart. There are people there who don't know how to send charts. They send charts and they're like, oh, I'm sending the chart because you're not sending it the right way. You need to know how to send the chart. Alright, this candle's closing below 137.500. Gonna take a sell at like 137.400. once the next one breaks the low of the previous one. Right here. Come on down. Because the thing is, it closed bullish, right? 15-minute closed bearish, which is good, but also closed like a bearish doji. So I'd want the 30-minute to break the low to confirm that, okay, now there's a potential for it to continue down. If it doesn't break the low, then there's a higher chance it can continue moving up. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, 137,400.
I've just been busy doing stuff. I just come back and just looked at gold. That's dropped hard. Nowhere.
Oh wow, 15.99.
Yeah, man.
What's this? We can see 15.90 today. Oh, 15.90. So you think it can come down over here?
Yeah, my runner got stopped, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good trade though, man. It's a good trade.
Yeah, it closed like 90% of it. So.
No, that's good.
Alright, what's this chart here? GJ, candle closed back in the range, bullish bias. Oh, nice, someone has a bullish bias. Yeah, that makes sense. If you have a bullish bias and you're treating this move down as a fake out, that does make sense. I guess I'm gonna have to wait for my bullish bias. I'll have to wait for this to close, or even, then I have to wait for this 1 hour to close too. Because this 1 hour close now is gonna give you a better, much better direction. So I have a sell stop at 137,400 as well. So sell stop 137,400. Oh wow, gold is just dying. $10 drop.
I like gold dropping like that because it looks like it's gonna now fly back up later.
What's this chart here?
Yeah, it's kind of weird this morning. Even the indices are on the way down as well at the same time. I think it's all that fear that the coronavirus is generating.
I've been battling GJ right now. Finally, it's giving me hope.
I wasn't listening to you. You had entries, did you?
Yeah, I had a sell stop at 137,515.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just been bouncing up and down. So hopefully this starts to drop for the rest of this.
I think it will. The previous 15 didn't even break above the previous, so as long as this one makes like a lower low, and the candles, I think, will be good.
Yeah. We'll see. I was a little aggressive just because last night I'm already up for the week, so I decided to see if I can get a little bit more aggressive with GJ.
What did you base that on 5 minute?
No, on the 15-minute.
Okay.
And expecting the hourly candle to flip bearish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at the
your stop loss is about 137.80.
137,700.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
In the previous 4 hours bearish too, so it makes sense.
Because the problem with GG is the way I see right now my chart on GG. See if I can draw a candle. So
I'm not looking to take a big trade with GJ. That's why my stop is very conservative. If I get stopped out, I'm not too concerned, but I'm hoping that this candle flips.
Because basically this is what I see on GG for the next somewhere around this area. So I'm expecting to retest this area. If we're gonna drop, I am expecting to just. But yeah.
I just think that wick has already been formed on the hourly, so we shouldn't return to it.
Yeah. I've been looking at 4. I think you look good too. So that's what I've been basing a lot more stuff off recently.
I think, yeah, because usually the last 15 minutes of the hour will push down, and then we'll get that surge. So I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, it did that exactly that this morning. And that was kind of how we entered what we did when we did.
I mean, the 15 minute looks like a lower low, and now with that bearish 15, we got a lower high. So
a good sell is going to be below the low of the previous 30-minute candle.
Agreed.
Yes.
The safer trade.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, my entry was aggressive, so I'm not too concerned.
You can afford it, Ted.
I was going to say it's a bit keen.
Yeah, big time.
I was going to say it's a bit keen.
Yeah, no, but that's how I press,
Exactly.
right? Like when you do well, you press to see if you can get more at that point. You don't hold back. When you lose, you're more conservative. When you win, you have to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had 3 entries on GJ this morning because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't suspect GJ is suddenly going to fly up, but if it does, I take a hit. Right, like I lose 10 pips or 15 pips. I already know what my expected loss is, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If it does go up, there's clean moves up.
Yeah, I mean the stupid things here right now. I put a stop loss at 137.515, and it's triggered. Should I cut loss or just hold? Like you shouldn't even have been entering a trade because you didn't know what your risk was. Like it's stupid things like that. You'll just blow your account.
Oh, look at this! I was up 2K and now I'm down minus 300.
Nice. Good start to the month.
Yeah. Pretty bad. Pretty sad.
Where are the Ides of March?
Yeah, that's true.
Right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll go coffee time too.
Yeah.
I'm going to sort this trade out for you boys.
Yeah. There we go. Make sure it's a full cut. Are you back home now, Ted? Done traveling?
Yeah. Yep.
How was it?
It's good.
You didn't need a bodyguard. You were safe.
Yep. Yeah. No, I just do my thing. And...
You do any gambling in Vegas? You were in Vegas or no?
Yep, I was in Vegas. Yeah, gambled.
How'd you do?
Won one day, lost another day.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
I can hear Ted talking in the background. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a good trip. Went to watch a Lakers game. Ate good food.
I saw that picture of LeBron.
Yeah, we got. I got center court seats, row 3. So, yeah.
I'm gonna listen to your listening to your podcast today.
Oh, nice.
Trading that.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good interview, so hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh.
Come on, GJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look.
Do what I want for once.
Yeah. I'm gonna close in a second. If this 15-minute candle finishes the way it does, it's not going down.
Yeah, it's just some like the spot where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Being a pain. Let's see what gold we're up. Oh man. Yeah, I think gold's coming back down to like 1585 and then gonna head back up.
Yeah, just close, GJ.
If you look at gold, gold's at 1595 right now, or it's at 1597, but it's tapped into 1595. If you look left, the last 3 times that gold tapped 1595, there's been pretty big reactions, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm also waiting to break that structure of 1595. Then I'll take a shot.
Yeah, also EJ is looking great if we can get a bearish move.
I have no problem not taking a trade today.
There's no point taking a trade if we're gonna lose.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's the first day of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only Monday.
Yeah.
First day of the first week of the first month, you know, just have to take your
Plenty
time.
opportunity. it's cool analyzing things that you see that you would have done, you know, like months ago or a year ago, and you're just not like doing it anymore.
Yeah, great stuff.
It's a cool feeling.
Good feeling. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I think I stirred my coffee the wrong direction.
Yeah, I didn't like the way that the
My
15
bad,
minute.
dude.
I didn't like the way the 15-minute closed.
Yeah, I was watching 5 and that last one.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I thought that one's downstairs.
Yeah, so I closed my trade. I'm like, no point of sitting there struggling.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like trying to force a trade. It's to wait for the setup to appear.
Well, it's because that area is such a wide zone on the 30 minutes, so we could blast all the way up to 137, 800 before we reject. And I don't want to be in the trade that long with GJ, because if it does go that way, that's my risk to reward is way too big.
Yeah. You can see how, if you look on 5 minutes to the left, you can see how that kind of formed the same kind of thing on 5 minute previously.
Yeah, and there's support. There's a massive support at 525 now.
Yeah.
So if it does break, I mean, 400 is probably a great sell. It just I think my entry was too aggressive at 513, 515.
Yeah. You know, less risk would be taking the 137 700s and having your stop loss above this previous wick.
Correct.
The spot where you were, it was too deep to have a big stop loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good you didn't hold to the end though. You know.
No, I mean, if I want, I'll take another entry if I feel that it does go to 400. If it goes below 400, you can easily get 30 pips there, which will take me back out of that. So I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, I've got targets at 36,848 today. If we continue.
And I'm still bearish on GJ. You know, I'm not planning to take buys, but a nice buy should be if we break above this area.
Yes.
In the profit around this area where Raja has marked.
Yep.
30 pip range. But like I say, I'm not in a bullish move for GJ. But since it's the first day of the monthly candle, we may could go up a little. But I'll probably be sitting on my hands today.
Were you saying above there? I missed that.
Yeah.
Is that where you were looking? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Because more than likely it would break this area right here, heading to this area right here. I'm not expecting to reject this little wick right here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If you look at the
For
4
this
hour
area.
on GJ,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off, Kieran, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Are you done?
Good, man. Good.
Okay. Yeah, if you look at the 4 hour on GJ, it's just currently sitting above a support I have at like 137, 460. And right now the 4 hour is still bearish and it's closed below the previous bearish candle.
Yeah.
So if it closes like this, it's gonna close as kind of like a indecision candle or
Like a doji,
kind of
yeah,
exhaustion.
exactly.
But the next 4 hour could potentially pull up. And if it doesn't break the high of this 4 hour, then it could continue down. So that's what could happen, I think. But I don't trade pound pairs. No, not for me.
Yeah.
Fuck pound pairs, man.
I think it might come down on this one because it hasn't even, that bearish 15 minute, it didn't even get above that yet. So if it doesn't do that, I think it's just going to break through this bullish 15-minute close.
But the thing is, we're approaching to the 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this 8 a.m. just probably is gonna make a push to the upside. So that's my concerns, to be honest.
Yeah, but you can also what you need to understand is that right now Boris Johnson's in the meeting, an emergency meeting for coronavirus. So once that meeting's over, like 1, 2 o'clock, you can expect some bad news to come out, and GJ will go down because the UK, it has no screening at airports, and we're still accepting people from Tenerife, Italy, Singapore.
Yeah, I think they might put some kind of restriction.
GJ is doing, you know. So
yeah, there's the drop. Oh.
It's coming.
That's not good for the UK.
Not really.
Yeah,
British politicians really are like the most cutthroat people in the world because like they're so convincing and sincere in public. And then, like, for example, Nigel Farage, the guy who campaigned Brexit, he told everyone how good Brexit was going to be, etc., etc. We got Brexit, the next day he quit his job. Like,
no kidding. Holy cow.
Yeah, I swear to God, next day he quit his job, like literally the next day. Like, and there was no public outcry for him to come back and kind of see through this process. He was just like, yeah, I'm resigning from my job. I'm doing like, what? Oh man.
Wow.
Monty, do you remember that, Monty?
Yeah, man just walked out. He's like, yeah, I'm done. I set you up a fall for a big problem, and that's it.
Mic drop.
It was. I won't be surprised if there's some kind of bad news today. I think they might put some kind of, I don't know whether they'll put restrictions on movement yet, but I don't think it's that bad. But I mean, when they start closing schools and stuff like that, it's getting a bit serious. So, you know, they're going to mention something, I'm sure.
Something that people aren't taking into consideration is that China's a communist country, and the kind of sanctions and limitations they can put on people is kind of acceptable because they're a communist country. So when they can sanction a whole city and say stay inside or we shoot you, that's exactly what they mean. Whereas first world countries such as the United States, Canada, places in the European Union, Great Britain, it's a lot harder for the government to impose that type of sanctions on us for the coronavirus. So that's, in terms of being able to contain the spread of it. So it could potentially end up being a lot worse. Yeah.
And the thing is, I was saying earlier on about that. Yeah. So it's got nowhere to go either. Ireland.
And then furthermore, to add to that, Monty, is places that have that are hugely religious, such as like places like Iran. You're going to see them places get absolutely decimated, man, because there's videos going around on Twitter of the religious clerics who actually sit quite high in a political realm in Iran, advising Iranian citizens to lick the religious shrines as a form of vaccination for the coronavirus. It's bonkers, bro.
Crazy, man.
I've not seen that yet.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll send the link to you to WhatsApp group.
Yeah. All right, I'm just in time.
Yeah, GJ boy, GJ.
I'm already up 7.
Yeah, I jumped in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a daily target down at like 136,600-ish area.
I've got 36,834.
What?
I sent the chart earlier.
Oh, there you go.
Is it already in?
About to hit 10. Let's go.
Go, baby.
I'm waiting for this to close. I'm waiting for the retracement.
Yeah, me too.
I like a buy for gold at 1601 to 1606.
It's just the worst thing when you're back because I'm looking at GJ and I'm going to miss gold. Then I look at gold and I miss GJ.
I was looking at gold as well, and I really like gold buys more than GJ sells right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's sensible.
So like I said before, 1605 is like a very strong reaction area. And you can see gold starting to pull away. 1595, sorry.
Yeah.
And you can see gold pulling away from it now.
Yeah, I think both plays, either GJ sell or gold buy, will probably work out in the next hour. I have a sell stop with GJ as per Rakeel's item there, but I like gold buys because I think we could break 16. We can go right back up to 16.10 potentially.
Yeah, I think 11 to 13 potentially could get that high if we get past that. I think. I mean, if you break that.
The thing is that the risk on GJ, if you want to put the stop at the top of the wick, is too much. 25 pips.
Well, the idea I think with the sell stop is it'll just blast through it, and then you don't have to worry about your risk reward. You'll have no drawdown.
Yeah, once mine activated, it's kind of just hanging out at like 5, and it's below now, so.
It's actually starting to reject the 4-hour low. 4-hour support in Asian, isn't it?
Ted, where was your gold buy at?
My gold buy yesterday was at 1583.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last night during the Asian session. Once we started, so I was in at 1583.71. I closed at 1603.
Oh, that's
It was an amazing move, to be honest, man.
Yeah, it was basically what was it? It was basically an hour trade. Got in at 6 minutes into the new day, and then closed at 1 hour into it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a massive move.
What's this? 136.842?
Yeah, boy. No, I sent a chat earlier. Something I've been working on.
Okay.
But it's more for like people that I wanted to view and
Oh, the target.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at longer term for like the chart I sent. I've been working all my levels off.
Yeah, I have it like at 136, 500.
But the chart I sent is kind of, I can't remember where it's gone now. It's in there somewhere. But it's kind of the levels I've been working from this morning and last week, based on 4 hours from October, I think.
Oh.
There's 10. Nice.
Let's see if this sell stop works.
Yeah, and with the New York Open, it should continue down because this 30-minute is now a heavy bearish volume candle.
And that's with the 4-hour previous too. I think we should head down in the daily. When it made that low previously, the daily was flipped a little bit. So I think it'll be coming back down.
So that's the only thing that worried me this morning. Was it just a case it was coming down just to create a wick? Because it didn't have a wick, and that's what I was playing this morning. Now the wick's there. I still think we've got potential to go down, but it's not for that reason anymore.
I just hope this GJ trade will not become the week on this.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bobby.
Good morning, Bobby Chulo.
Good
morning,
Bobby.
Bobby.
But if you look at the 15 minutes, none of them made a lower low, and now this one did. So why would it do that to just keep pushing up?
Yikes.
Yeah, like if it goes up, that's fine, because that's where my stop loss is.
Yep.
Yeah, I took a loss on this morning on GG, so.
How'd you take a loss on GGSL this morning?
Yeah, man, you on the stream, bro. How'd that work?
The buy actually took out really good. I mean, buy was basically winning. Like when it came down to 138.65, it automatically took it out for me because
Man, you know what? You've done good, and now you just gotta try not to overtrade.
Yeah, patience.
That's what happened the last time. You did great, caught these big trends, and then boom. I see that.
I'm still winning. I'm still winning. It's just I'm not going to take no more trade. It's just I gotta wait, be patient. I need to enter the right place for the last one trade that I was going to take. I mean,
okay, GG, let's go. Just start.
Trade today, right? So 2 trade, I got lost. Maybe one I can take it back.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Or maybe not just trade.
All right, 30-minute close bearish.
Volume with open to try and take us down to support.
Can you review my chart? Oh, we did look at your chart, man. Wow. Here it is, right here. It looked good. Like, you know, the TP is way too big. I think it should be, yeah, I don't know. This trade is...
15 minutes, give me a confirmation.
Come on, GJ, break that wick.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good trade here. No. Your sells should have been up over here. Up over here.
Look
not way down
at
over
gold, guys. Gold is pumping.
Gold is pumping?
Yeah, man. Gold is
Look at the
pumping,
gold.
brother.
Sound like 4 pips.
I
Oh, I love gold. Gold is nice. Very nice.
I was about to clutch one, but I made nice clutch.
Yeah, 4 hour was bullish, so it should turn. Very nice.
Right.
Hey, Raja.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, Daniel. Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. I had a quick question for you.
Oh, yeah.
Why is your stop loss there?
Because that's a good question. Because, like, you know, when I took this trade, I was like, man, you know, the stop is going to be too big. Then I'm like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take a sell stop, and then I'm going to have like a 15 pip stop loss.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's where it's... So I guess I'm like, my idea is that this 30-minute now, since the previous one closed below the low of the previous one, it closed below 137.500. It broke the low as well, closed below the high. So I mean, then I'm expecting this one to continue going bearish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I bring my stop up there, it's going to be too big of a stop. You know.
Understood.
Yeah, I guess I'm willing to take on the risk.
Yeah.
Hourly is bearish too. Everything's bearish, so.
Yeah, like even taking an entry now with a 20 pip stop. 15 would be right over here. Yeah, it does still be good.
It should be fine. GJ, the rejection from the last hour should drive this all the way down. There's too much rejection from the top end now for this to fly all the way back up. I think you might find that it's just going to play around here for the next 10 minutes, and then towards the end of the first half hour, we'll get a nice drop.
100%.
I think.
Did you get back in it?
Yeah, I have my sell stop where Raja had his, so I'm okay. I'm more comfortable with this trade than the previous one, just because now we have bearish momentum. I mean, if I had held my other one, I would be deeper in profit, but it's okay.
Who was saying that they were also waiting for the retracement?
Kerwin.
Yeah, I got in at 137.524 as soon as it retraced.
That's a good entry.
Yeah. I've got some at 49 too.
Awesome.
21st target.
Good trade here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for gold to go a little bit more, and then I might take an entry on gold as well.
It's gold then.
Close the trade, it will reverse. Yeah, that's fine. You know, because I've taken so many trades in the last, like, you know, month, 2 months, 3-4 months, and if I look over all those trades, I have almost like I would say on a bad like a month, I have like a 70% win rate. You know, so in my mind, if I keep on taking the trades I take, I'm gonna overall have like a bigger winning rate. You know, so I'm gonna take the trade when I see it, I'll take it. That's how it goes. But the trick is that you only do it twice a day. That's it. If you try to have too many trading ideas, then you move into overtrading, and overtrading is bad. You know, that's where most people lose money, is overtrading. Like I took buys on gold and Asian, like I made some nice, you know, moves there, And now this GJ, if this hits stop loss, I'm okay because I'm not risking more than what I had already made. Because you always got to be in the money. Once you're up in the money, then you got to start playing with that money. Yeah, and when it grows, and then you're like, but overtrading, man, no, man, don't overtrade. Overtrading is bad. Overtrading, when you fall into over risking and over leveraging, you're like, oh my god.
This becomes one big mess.
Yeah.
If anyone's not in GJ yet, I think this is a good entry right now.
Yeah, I think people have to just relax a bit when they're trading. I think people panic way too much.
Yeah.
The biggest thing it comes down to is half the people that are trading have never lost money before or never risked money. That's the biggest thing I see. That if you want to see people that are good at trading, they have risk aversion and they're comfortable with losing money. People that are trading aren't comfortable losing money. I see it all the time, and even like when I was in LA and when I was working with people in LA, the idea of being wrong or the idea of losing money or executing is foreign to people. They don't like doing it. Like people are watching me trade live, like we were taking live trades together, and they're like, "You're not worried?" I'm like, "No, what's the worst case happens? I lose, 30,000, 20,000. Like, I mean, I'm comfortable with that. But then when the upside comes and it's like 50, 60,000 in profit, they're like, oh, that was amazing. And it's like, yeah, but I didn't expect anything less, right?
Mm. Yeah, you can't enter a trade in that mindset.
Yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people have to literally go gamble and like go to a casino and have that feeling of uncertainty and actually losing money because you're punishing yourself on the charts. I think if I had only traded in my lifetime and I'd never stepped foot into a casino or never gambled, I would have the same problems that people are having right now. Because
100% agree.
It's scary. It's scary to have money on the line and not know or not have control about it. And it's even scarier when you don't have a history of managing that kind of money or putting money into the markets where there's options or, there could be a potential for a loss. And I think that's the biggest hurdle that people have to get over. And once you get over that hurdle, everything else is easy. It's just numbers on a screen. You just get used to it. But too many people are too young. They haven't had that experience of losing money or putting themselves in a position of, oh shit, that was a big mistake. And I think once you do that, you'll find that you'll be better off in terms of your trading career and how you're executing.
I was never a big gambler, and I started out trading with a smaller account, small lot sizes, and you slowly get used to it. That's why you don't want to. I see a lot of people that take out credit from like their credit card and they start trading with like $5,000. They're not used to putting that money on the line, and all of a sudden they're shitting their pants when they're in a trade.
Yep.
Kind of got to get yourself used to it. You got to get numb to it.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. You have to understand and you have to learn how to lose before you can make, for sure.
100%.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, Mac. Macedonia. Fiorella.
Much tea.
And just to add to what Ted said, it's okay to be wrong. If you're wrong 10%, 20%, but you're right 80%, that's where you make your money. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Just got to understand that you're going to be wrong.
You're going to lose.
Correct.
Yeah, you can't be.
It's part of the game.
Can't be right all the time. Exactly.
Once you take that loss, you got to be like, all right, that's my loss. All right.
Yeah.
You got a couple
Yeah,
more
you're
this
going to
week.
lose. You mean it's part of the game.
You're the big problem. Sorry. Man, people are just mean. Trading nothing more than getting comfortable, yes. Doji on 15 minutes. See, what I'm thinking here is that if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, then I'm going to close my trade because then it's just in this range, and I don't want to be in this range. So
It should be dropped.
Yeah, so I want this 15-minute candle to close bearish for me to stay in the trade. But if it closes bullish, I'm getting out of the trade.
I think it's gonna drop.
Did you got in gold, Raja?
Gold, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in gold now.
Yeah, thanks. I'm too.
It was a good rejection.
I'm gonna break even just in case this 15-minute kind of pull back.
You're talking about gold, not Kervin?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I wrote on the chart my entry, 15.9967.
Great trade, man.
Stop loss was
Turn with
15
4
pips
hour.
below. Next, so I'm expecting this 5 minutes to just continue going up. I'm expecting 1604 as a first target.
I like it.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice option. Nice option.
Yeah, 4 hours should flip, but you got 48 minutes left.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the smaller time frames, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got it. That's
There
why
you go.
You had that 16.
Thank you so much, Hole. Appreciate it, baby.
Thank you, Gold.
Wow.
I was just about to say, man, that was a good call on gold.
Yeah.
46.
Thanks, Kervin.
You're welcome, guys.
God bless you.
God bless you all 3 channels.
David, I had a question.
You doing that
for you.
Hey,
David?
why couldn't be serious?
You know we love you, man.
Yeah, man. It's just kind of now. No bullshit anymore.
Okay.
People take too much granted. I lose my character.
Oh, God. You're too young for that, man. Please.
Sometimes it's okay, but it's not all the time.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah.
DJ's taking ages.
Ted, what's your target for gold?
1606.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I closed one position and I've got one running right now.
Okay.
So, but my GJ trade is doing fuck all. So.
Yeah, man. I might have to be that negative, but I don't like GJ.
I might have to close GJ again with another loss.
I just hold, it's whatever. If they hit your stop loss.
My stop is just gonna be above, like at 600.
6, yeah. Just get 15 minutes.
Oh shit! No, yeah. Hopefully we don't get there.
I think
I don't think we will.
550. Yeah, 550. I think you're good.
Yeah.
Anything below that, I think you're right. But again, it's the second half. We just got to get there. I think.
Yeah, I think if this is a wick that's being created, we're good. We just have to hope that it holds in this zone. I'm thinking, as long as we don't break 5, like you said, 550, we're good.
I think so.
If we break 550, I'll start to look at closing that position.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes trying to form like a resistance right now.
Yeah, it's still bullish candles, so that's the only problem. We need a dip.
Yep.
So like right now the 15-minute candle is closing bullish, so I got out of the trade over here. I closed my GJ sell over here.
Good time.
Yes.
And that's the only trade you've taken today, Sergio?
What's that?
That's the only trade you've taken today?
Yeah, that's the only trade I took today.
Ooh, I don't like that close.
I'm close. Yeah, GG is a mess. I'm sitting on gold.
Yeah, I'd rather stick to gold for now.
I just closed GJ again with another loss.
You had entered before? Ted?
Sorry?
You had entered before?
I didn't hear a word you said.
You had entered before?
Entered.
He took an
entered
entry. Yeah, he took an entry earlier.
Yeah, the sell stop.
Oh, welcome back, Ted.
Oh yeah, welcome back.
That's the pleasure. Come back to it.
We miss you so much, buddy.
Let's see if the YouTube chat agrees.
Thanks to
However, GJ closed bullish without upper wick. Yeah, but it's still bullish. Like, so my idea was sells, but then the 15-minute kind of closed bullish. So I was like, okay, you know what? Now, I mean, I wanted to close in my direction, but it closed in the other way. So that gives room for the 30-minute time frame to also, like, potentially close bullish. So then at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? Either I can let price hit my stop at like 20 pips, or I can let it hit at like 12 and just exit the trade. And maybe try to re-enter once, price starts to break below 137,300 or right over here. So these are like choices you have to make, like while you're in the trade, you're managing risk, especially when you're over-risked,
I mean, that support's been really strong since yesterday.
Yeah, someone saying take a buy, it's on support. Sure, I can take a buy right now, no problem. But the problem is my rules say that when I take a loss, I need to wait at least 45 minutes to take another trade. Because then that next trade is just going to be a impulse emotional trade that, oh no, okay, take a buy.
I had this trade that I opened up to London. Look at the chat. Played out really good.
Oh, nice.
Eric, yeah, that's a good rule you got, man. Just to calm down your emotions. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Like, it just makes sense. I mean...
Yeah. Sometimes when I take a loss, I'll take a couple of days. Unless I'm not even going to look at the market for a couple of days. I need to relax, It all depends on what our risk capacity is for each one of us.
Yeah, that's true. Because now, logically, when you think look at GJ, we had support made, and then this was the potential resistance being made for this candle to continue down, but now it's slowly trying to break the high and it's trying to close above the support. So now if you're in sells and if you're like really committed to the sells, you start to look at things very objectively, like what you see. What you see is that it's breaking the high and it's closing above that, 137,600 level. But what you think is just making a top wick. So.
Yeah, man, and gold looks like it's stuck.
All right, guys, I think I'm going to head early today. I'm headed over to Vegas. I'm going to be there for a day. Yeah. I'm going to hit the casinos. So.
Oh, nice. What are you going to play? Blackjack?
Enjoy.
Yeah, blackjack, a little bit of poker, and then I'm going to head over to LA after that. So, but I got to get ready for that trip.
So it's kind of like you're trying to hedge oil right now.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
I gotta make it up on oil.
Just joking. Just joking.
No,
that was funny. I had to say it. I couldn't hold it back.
No.
That was funny.
Man. Yeah, dude. Oil just really. That was just amazing. That trade. I mean.
Yeah.
Are you still holding oil or not, Dave?
You know what? I stopped the bleeding on it. I had to stop the bleeding on that oil crude. I mean, the coronavirus scare and the lack of demand on crude really pushed it down, which came out of nowhere. And so I stopped my bleeding on it and I got out of it.
Now, quick question, my bad. I'm gonna interrupt. How did it go with the offsetting? Did you offset that one?
So I offset it. So I didn't take 100% loss. My hedging gave me about 35% of that. So. That's what happens with options, right? So instead of, so my futures contract would have lost for about 24,000, but I've actually made about 12,000 on my.
So about half of it. So you're doing like what,
Yeah.
50?
Yeah, about 40%. Yeah. So that's what's pretty good about it. But now what I'm waiting for is for it to really hit bottom, and then I'm gonna figure out what's gonna happen. I still think demands are really low based on what's happening out there. So we'll see.
Right, so you're trying to get the dip then.
Yeah, come back on Wednesday for oil.
Yeah, for the inventory.
Wednesday will be good.
We'll go full margin.
Well, I'll connect with you guys from Vegas and then from LA. So I'll connect there and I'll do the stream. I'll be on there. So.
Hey man, take care, David.
All right, guys. We'll take care. We'll see you in the air.
Take care.
Safe trip, dude.
Yeah, take care, David. Safe flight.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.
50K, motherfucker.
What up, Fiorella?
Marcia.
I wanted to ask him why the oil went down. What was the main fundamental reason? I wanted to have good holiday.
Nina, he already left.
I know, that's what I'm
Yeah,
speaking,
he just said it, man.
Yeah, he just said it, bro. Genius.
You guys are brutal.
No wonder why Nina is so mad at you guys. Seriously.
No, he's not mad at me. He's never mad at me.
And
No, I'm not mad at.
We love him.
I'm not mad at anyone. Okay.
Oh, Nina, you know what? I forgot to send you the video from the Zoom meeting from Friday. What you see?
Yeah, please send me. Please send me.
Yeah, man.
Friday 7:41 a.m. algo. If sellers hold any bounce below 46.50, then 44 target. Ooh. Wow, GG's doing somersaults over here.
GJ's fucked everybody
Yeah.
twice. Oh, he's fucked. It's
doing
messed me
somersaults.
twice. Messed me twice. I basically took gold trades to break even for those losses.
Goes down, goes up.
You basically upset a gold.
Yeah, gold saved my butt today.
This is what normally happens though.
GJ basically it climbed a ladder and then it dove right back in the pool.
Yeah.
Slipped off.
I mean, but Ted, yesterday you grabbed that buy on gold, right?
Yeah.
Now to have reserves for the next month.
Nah, yeah, he's got fuel for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's got plane fuel.
Well, no, I did a withdrawal yesterday. I have to purchase things, so.
Well, you can upset a lot of things. We're talking about futures terms.
But man, to waste $250,000, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, this week
Whoa.
I basically did my quota for the week.
Gold just reversed, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I told you guys that.
This has to be some crazy manipulation too, because this thing is just moving $4 or $5 in like 15 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a big FU.
I'm not touching the charts anymore today. This is stupid. This is absolute manipulation at its finest.
I think it'd be a look at London close might make more sense. See what happens.
London close was really good, actually. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna range here now.
I think that was like the big move of the day on the close. And now that resistance at 137, 100, this is freaking hard. I mean, if it drops down there, I see rakeel got 136, 400. And past that, there's like fucking no man's on 133, I think.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, Rich.
Good morning,
Rich boy.
Thank you, guys.
The guy came over like, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, 135, 600. I mean, 900. 136 even.
Gold broke me even today. Probably smart not to take any more trades. That's a very, very smart thing to do.
Give
Not
yourself a golden star.
Yeah, that's actually very good. That GJ sell may work now. Yeah, I mean, if GJ would want to go down, it should break below, like, like 137, 320, 310, that area there. Because now you want price to break the lows to be full on, like, sure that's going to continue down.
Yeah, I do like a short. I just don't like the fact that we got manipulated all the way back up to like 700, 800. We're in that zone. I don't want to play in that range, to be honest. It's too wild. I mean, it moves, when it moves good, I mean, it's great. It moves like 10 pips in 5 minutes, but I don't like when it reverses 10 pips in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you're safe to blow your orange line now, to be honest with
you. It looked like it was just making a hourly wick. Sorry, I don't know if yours done or not.
Yeah, no, we have rejection on the hourly. It's just that we're not breaking that support at this level here. So for me, it's like we should have already broken that already. And the fact that we didn't, I don't like staying in those trades because I was assuming this candle should have already broken down here and held, but it's not. It's pulling back all the time. So for me, it's not good structure for me to take a trade anymore because I just did it twice and I just got hammered twice. So.
But look at the 1 hour right now. Like it's right below the support, the current support where that yellow line is drawn at. Now, if this 30-minute closes below, I mean, this 15-minute closes below, would that give you like a good confirmation to enter again?
I'm not entering again.
No, I know you're not entering again, but I'm saying like just in general.
But that's an invalid question. If I'm not doing it, how in general is it?
No, I'm saying like for anyone else. Let's say
but you're Mac. You gotta listen to what you just said. You just said, would it be valid in general? Well, anything's valid in general, right? You see what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like anyone could take a trade. I mean, that's really a null statement, right? Like, is it valid in general to take a sell? Sure, if you want to, but I mean, what are your rules? Right. So if you're looking to take a sell, you would have to map out your rules and say, okay, providing we don't break the high, then it's a valid sell. But you can't say, is it a valid sell in general? Because anything can be anything in general. You sort of get that?
Yeah, I got that.
This is the valid sell in general right here. Below 137, 320.
Yeah, that's the line I drawn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my general right there.
Okay, general.
Your general's anywhere between 144 and 135. Either direction, just choose a direction.
Well, I just worry when people say stuff like that because I'm like, well, what's the thought process? Are you just taking a trade for sake of taking a trade?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Nice to hear you back, Ted.
Yeah.
He kind of wishes he stayed in bed.
I missed too much fun last week.
It was good, man. Actually.
Yeah, last week was pretty good.
Yeah, good trades.
Oof, gold is coming back down further.
I'm just gonna. It has fleeced so many people.
Yeah.
You guys time that really well, actually.
I just didn't like the way the 5 minutes were forming. The 5 minute hit on gold, 5 minute hit the 200 EMA exactly, and it just ripped right down from there. And I saw that like at 1603, it popped up, and then it just tapped into that EMA, and it just tanked.
that next 5 minute kind of no wicket either end. It just
exactly it just ripped down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because people are saying sell gold. You got to break this support. Like that's my issue because the same thing happened, and this is where you get in this trouble, right? You're like, you look over here, and you say sell gold, right? You look at that candle, and then this candle basically pulls right back up again. So what do we think is going to happen here? You have to be very cautious. And also knowing that this is a nice zone here, how deeper are we going to go, right? So, I mean, it can work if you're looking to take sells. Like, I mean, ultimately, if you took sells from up here and you're riding this, then you're going down here. I mean, I think you have a very nice, clean trade. I just don't like the fact that you have a very, very hard support right here. Like, this is a very hard support. So if and sometimes what I'll do on my charts personally is I draw thick lines because I don't want to get caught in sort of saying, oh, this line here is my support or whatever it's going to be, right? So I always draw a thicker line because then it covers more of the price. So then it allows me to be like, okay, I'm definitely certain that we're starting to break.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because you can see that where my thick line is, price is reacting around it. So maybe what you may want to see is you might wait 15 minutes, see another candle pop up, and then get that further drop down. So it's good though. If you're in the trade already, you're probably in a nice sell.
Hey Ted.
Yes.
Yeah, I tend to do this kind of like on the weekly and monthly resistances and supports. I tend to have thicker lines, but then I put them in blue like thing, and then as you go closer to your current time frame, like daily, daily, hourly, I have them kind of like red and then go yellow for the kind of recent ones. So when you're looking at it, you can kind of get a color visualization on it as well.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I have on my charts, I have my higher time frames, my weekly and my daily time frames marked with a different color, just so that I know that as we approach that line, I should be very, very cautious. That's sort of what I look for when I'm trading. As an example, like when I'm with gold right now, I have a very heavy line at what is it? 1605. 1605.54, I have a very heavy resistance right there. And then I also have a support at 1561, and my support at 1561 is a 4-hour support. I think there's a lot of room to move right now with gold, and the ranges are very wide, so you have to be very cautious with gold. Always be moving your stop to break even or above break even, so you protect your profit, or you protect your capital with gold. Gold is very scary to trade, and I think a lot of people are going to get hit with their account. So just really be cautious, and if you're looking at taking positions, really secure those positions. It's very important. I can't stress that enough with gold. Don't be a hero with gold. Nobody cares how many pips you think you can get with gold. I think you should be really concerned with how many pips have you not lost with gold. Gold and GJ both, to be honest. You really need to protect capital, and you need to be very cautious. Don't have an ego. Don't be afraid to close trades. Don't get upset that the trade runs more in your favor, because there's going to be times if you've taken 5 or 10,000 GJ or gold trades, that gold is going to run amok in the opposite direction when you just get out. So really be careful with that. I can't stress that enough. Anybody on these streams or in these chats, if you're trading gold and GJ and you're not having hard stops, you're just going to ruin your account. And you really need to focus on that. Just keep your stops hard and really manage your trades. I can't stress that enough. Even if you make 5 pips off of gold, 5 pips off of GJ, it's better than taking a 25 pip loss for no reason. Just be smart. You really need to manage those trades effectively, and just don't get caught up in the hype of, hey, I can make, a 30 pip trade in a 5-minute candle. It's like, yeah, but you can also lose that just as fast. So it's just from experience. I can tell you the times where GJ runs amok, and I can tell you the times gold has run amok, and people have been wiped out just by having an ego. there goes gold.
Someone mentioned 1590 earlier. I think you're gonna get that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on a silver and gold right now. CP is at 1589.
Nice.
I'm up 20 pips already. Yeah, 1589 seems reasonable.
Ooh, things are moving slowly. Jesus is also starting to move up. Jack Welch Rip just passed away. Oh. Who is that? Jack Welch. Is that a philosopher?
No, I think he's like he's written a few books. I think he was like General Motors or General Electric CEO, and like he kind of innovated the industry or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe I could be wrong. I'll Google it now.
Oh wow, he was 84 years old. Yeah, he was getting close to that age. General Electric, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, GE. Like your fridge.
Selling gold now? Question mark. No, I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything, man. Because if I sell gold now, my stop is going to be. It's just. I've missed the sell, basically. You know. So if you've missed the trade, you just see it go to where you expect it to go, and if it happens the next time, then you know what's going to happen, and then you execute.
People. Same questions every morning. It's entertaining. Every time we come to the live streams, buy, sell, buy, sell.
Yeah. Sell now.
Sell now. Buy.
Because if you sell now, this candle can like wick in this area too. Because like previously candles have wicked over here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be like, oh shit.
I'd like to understand the thought process when people ask those questions. Like, why are we asking buy or sell now? What is the benefit to that? And I would like some honest answers and not troll answers in terms of, they just want signals. But I just want to know what the rationale is. Like, is there an education gap? Are you not understanding what trading's about? Like, is there something there? I think it's something that, when I see these kind of statements made and it's reoccurring, I think there's a gap somewhere in terms of education or in terms of what they're trying to achieve. And it would be nice to know that, because then maybe, myself or Raja can help fill that gap. I mean, I think we already have, but I think maybe there has to be maybe a topic or a webinar on that, on why we don't just say buy or sell now. Like, proper planning does help.
Well, sell now because it's going down.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So it's fear of missing out. Okay.
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I just always look at that and I always wonder, what is the rationale behind, like, should I get in a trade right now without planning the trade? Like, I'm confused about that. Like, I would always want to make sure that I was in full control of my money, like if I'm taking an entry.
And then the question comes, well, I knew it's going to go down. I just didn't want to enter right over there because it was at support.
Ah, okay.
So now it's over here and I should sell now.
Yeah. Oh, there's some good answers here.
Yeah, I closed at 1592.
And they want reassurance, and they don't want to be responsible for their trades. Okay, no, that makes sense. I mean, this is the thing. Like, the more honest you are with what you're talking about, like even if you come onto this stream and you have like a different name, like say for example, like I recognize some of the names on the YouTube chat, and you have an embarrassing question that you don't want anybody to know about, I mean, you could probably just come in and change your name and ask that question and say, hey, listen, I'm trying to be honest here. Don't be upset with me, but like I have this issue or this challenge. And you'll get probably a very good answer if you don't want anybody knowing that you're asking that question. I think if you phrase it correctly, because a lot of times I read questions and I think they're just troll questions. So we give people a hard time. But if you come in and you say, in all honesty, like I've really messed up or I don't know what I'm doing, you'll get a good answer. And if you're afraid of putting your screen name up because you think that people are going to laugh at you, even though we're all random people on the internet, and you really are worried about what people on the internet think about you, you can do that. Change your name and do that. I think that'll help you as well. I think it's truly important that you get the answers that you need to help your own journey. Most of us are proficient at trading, and those are learning. There's always going to be one or two questions that maybe you're afraid to ask, but you should ask. Worst case, we tell you to go watch the other videos or watch previous streams, but maybe there's a question that we haven't touched on that you're concerned about, and there could be an answer given. I think that's the biggest thing that I notice with people is don't be afraid to ask questions, but make sure you phrase them in a way that we know you're not trolling, and you'll probably get a more direct answer and a more honest answer, because everyone started somewhere. And lack of discipline, that just comes from the fact that you're chasing something. We've talked about that as well. People trade out of fear. Yeah, well, fear comes from the unknown, from uncertainty, right? So if you look at anything in life, like I have a fear of flying, right? And I'm getting over that fear slowly because in the last month I've taken like 12 different flights, and I even took a private jet flight when I was going from Vegas to LA. So that was a different kind of flight, right? Where it's like you're in like a smaller plane and whatnot. That scared the crap out of me. But I got over it because it was like literally you're in the air from Vegas to LA for like 40 minutes. Like it's not a big deal. But the idea of him flying the plane like he's driving a Porsche and banking corners like we're in Top Gun was not fun for me. And I did mention it to him after we got off the plane when I walked by the cabin. I said, did you really have to bank that hard? Like, I mean, the air is pretty open up in when you're flying a plane. He's like, oh, that's just the route we take. And it's just it's a highway on in the air. So
it's an airway.
Yeah, it's an airway. That's exactly it. Let's see. There's some things here. Okay, so let's read some things. I think it's because people trade out of fear, can't cope with drawdown. Yeah, that just comes from a lack of confidence. How to get better at critical thinking, like the speakers on the channel. Well, here's the thing. If you've been trading for less than a year, you still have a long journey to go. In a year, you'll probably break even, or you'll probably make a bit of money, or you'll lose a bit of money, unless you have history. And what I mean by history is, have you worked in finance for 5 to 10 years? Do you have an understanding of the market? Do you have a finance degree? Do you have an economics degree? Like, if you don't have any of those things, you're really at a disadvantage. And it's not a bad disadvantage, don't get me wrong. It just means that you have more to learn. The thing in terms of risk management, if you've never gambled before, you never really put money at risk, this is your first official time doing that. That's a hard thing mentally to overcome, because you're putting money into the market that you don't want to lose. The sensation of losing is not fun. It's something that you become numb to after a while because you've done it over and over. Like, I think the biggest thing that I learned, and I talked about this in that podcast, was, man, when I was playing poker in my 20s, I was losing money hand over fist. But I made it back. It took me a few years to make it all back. But yeah, going to a poker game and getting beat up for 5 hours and not knowing what's going on and being like, how are these guys beating me all the time? It sucks. And think about that coming into the market. Now that I come into the market, it's like I already know the expectations of that. And I think a lot of people have to really get seasoned in terms of outside of trading, you know, the education outside of trading, the journaling, all the aspects other than execution, and you'll feel a lot more confident. There's so many more exterior factors to trading than the actual execution and the stop loss and the take profit. And once you understand the exterior factors when it comes to trading, your trading becomes a lot easier because you become known. Like the unknowns become known in the sense that, hey, I know how much I'm going to risk. I know what my comfort level is. I know what I should be trading, when I should be trading. As you get more of the knowns, the fear starts to subside, because everyone always messages me, how do you get disciplined? It's like, well, discipline comes from the fact that you keep doing something over and over again and you succeed with it. Confidence comes from experience. Experience comes from, you know, education and understanding what you're doing. It's very important to understand that. And if you do that, you'll be able to be more confident in what you're doing, and you're not going to worry too much about that.
Well, I think the psychology is more important for us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because during my journey, I have been a lot of psychology things, and I didn't know what I was doing in the first month. So.
The trading is a self-discovery journey. I think
I think so.
It's because everyone's young, and this is where I think we get a lot of anger towards people. Like if you look on social media, there's a lot of anger towards people who teach trading, people who trade, because there's people that are doing well in trading, and then there's people that aren't doing well in trading. And the people that don't do well in trading can't comprehend why there are certain people doing well in trading and they're not doing well in trading. And
I think
that
to
becomes
think in mind.
Yes.
Just like why they are doing well, while I don't have nothing. Something like why they are doing, why not me?
Right.
You have to have your own anger inside of yourself, not judging the people, but judge yourself first. Because everybody doing, why I'm not doing that?
Right. You know? Agreed. And I
think
think that's the biggest thing.
Myself all the time. I said like, why he's doing what I have a less me not to do that. But the only thing I think it's in Forex is more important, time and psychology of the price. Learn yourself. It's just like, it's not a normal game. This is trading.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ted, if I can make a point. I find that generally, you're right on one thing, is a lot of people are quite young. But also, people who aren't successful in other areas in their life, and they come to take their same mindset with their unsuccessful mindset, and they try to be successful here. And so it doesn't matter what you do in life, you know, there is a kind of attitude to be successful. So you work hard, you discipline, you do that, and you can take that in any profession. It makes no difference to become whatever you want to become, like a mechanic or whatever. It takes hours and discipline, and some people don't have it anyway. To put them in a store to sell trainers or whatever, they still wouldn't be successful. So they come here and then expecting the same thing, and then there's a lot of they're young as well, and they're making mistakes, and they don't have that discipline and hard work ethic really.
Yeah, I agree. I think my mission over the last year, just because I've seen the amount of, like, I would say, quote unquote, hate there is for what people do and even what we do here live every day, has been just to figure out, like, how can I help you overcome your own personal obstacles? Because I think you hit the nail on the head. Is, a lot of people don't know how to start to be on the right path, because you've been on the wrong path for so long. All you're doing is applying the same sort of mistakes to something new, and you're achieving the same results that you've achieved in everything else in your life. And I think that has been sort of what I've been trying to do. Because trading is trading. At the end of the day, if the market goes up, you buy. If the market goes down, you sell. But it's more of an internal struggle now. And what I want to understand with people is like, how can I help you specifically on your journey? And a lot of people don't want to take accountability for their journey, or they feel embarrassed about it. And that's the biggest thing, is if you can sort of strip down and not be embarrassed about the fact that, hey, like, I'm greedy, I have envy issues, I'm jealous of others. Like, if you can't acknowledge that you have those traits inside of you, or those traits manifest when you trade, you're never going to be successful. And if you can do that, and you can come to somebody and say, listen, I'm having issues with discipline, or, you know, my ego is really hurting me, and you can just be honest with people and just have like a therapy session, you'll find that your trading becomes a lot easier, because you start to realize like, hey, this person isn't judging me, or this live stream isn't judging me because I have those issues, because there's hundreds of other people that have the same issue. But it's like more of, how can I work on that specific item to become a better trader overall? And I think if people do that, they'll have a lot better sense of accomplishment, because the triggers that you have in trading, I guarantee you they manifest in other aspects of your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's, you know, dealing with other people, dealing with your job, dealing with things like that. You know, I think, you know, if you get over those things, your life becomes a little bit easier too. I'm 20, I've been trading for 2 years, still battling emotions when trading even after I finished my trading day. Well, what are the emotions that you're battling? And why is your ego going off? How to understand the pairing system. I don't understand what pairing system is.
Pairing system, like teams? Pairing in teams?
I don't know what a pairing system is.
Yeah, it's the first coronavirus in Manhattan.
Man, yesterday they were treating some guy with the coronavirus and it turned out to be a hangover.
Yeah.
It was hungover.
Yeah, it turned out to be a hangover. I was like, what? That's crazy. Oh,
funny,
I have a headache. I feel lazy. Oh, must be the virus. So what you do last night? Oh, we had some fireballs and Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, I have a fever now.
Yeah, you know when you drink that fireball, that cinnamon, that shift doesn't play the morning after.
Fireballs. I had a lot of fireballs last time in Miami.
Yeah, they're good. It's cinnamon. It brings jolly. And Jägermeister, you could drink it all. And then
I hate Jägermeister, man.
You won't remember anything.
Ernest Dix.
Nice. DJ is pushing, we said that.
Yeah, it's pushing GJ. Let's see.
It's not doing anything, bro.
30 minutes needs to close. Then you'll have the 4-hour close, and the next 4-hour can potentially make a top wick to continue. It's just a mess right now.
Yeah, it's just some bull crap.
Everything's a mess. Gold is running, but gold is bouncing around there too. You would really need this gladiator candle on gold to just drop it down. Basically need this on GJ. That's what you need.
We need to offset that.
There is manufacturing news in 5 minutes.
What?
There is manufacturing news in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
for the US though, right? Yeah, it's not gonna do that much. Let's see.
So all these questions in YouTube, I think 90% of these questions can be solved if you just commit to taking 1 or 2 trades a day for 1 month. You're going to find that most of those questions will be solved, like questions about how to stay patient, how to stay calm, how to not over leverage. All those things are going to be solved if you just commit to 2 trades a day for just 1 month. There it goes, gold's pushing. 20 more pips. My only problem is not taking profit. Well, just take profits.
Yeah, man.
Just take profits. Like some people are trying to like take a trade on GJ, trying to guess where it's gonna go. That's right, you're just trying to guess. Now, after that, you can just convince yourself where GJ is gonna go by like talking about some other stuff. But like what you see is that it's creating resistance and it's creating support and it's ranging. This is a range. The only thing moving is gold. It's heading down. That's the only thing that's moving. Should the log be on or off? I know it's off on yours, but what is it? I have no idea what you're talking about. FOMO makes you not take profits. Usually FOMO makes you not enter trades. Or it makes you enter like bad trades.
ISM is at 10, not at 9.
Yeah, it's at 10. I think everyone writing their problems and issues down. That's great, awesome. I should just write down a piece of paper. Yeah, so what I do is I start to write down the weaknesses. So when you write down your weaknesses, now you have to do a lot of self-evaluation. Like when you start to think about things, you need to think about what you're thinking. That why, where's that thought coming from? So when you write down your weaknesses, then you got to see that, okay, what can you do to make those weaknesses into strengths? Like let's say, and it seems very simple. It's very simple. Okay, so let's say weakness is I overtrade. Okay, how do I not overtrade? Maybe limit yourself to 1 or 2 trades. Wow, such an amazing idea. Okay, let's try that then. You try that for 2-3 weeks and you just limit yourself to do 2 trades a day, and then you look back, you're like, oh man, look, I haven't overtraded in 2 weeks. But you know, people want to overtrade. I mean, it's all these things are very simple. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were saying that they have like a 5-figure account, and he's not over leveraging. He's using a 20-cent lot, and like you know, it's like okay. But then at the same time, he's doing well in his day job too. So there's no pressure to succeed at Forex. It's not like, oh man, I just graduated university and now I gotta make Forex work, so I don't have to get a job. You know, most people I've seen succeed, they have external income sources. Like you know, they're making money, they're doing good at what they do in life, and then Forex is just a hobby. Like okay, let's try this out. Let's see what it's all about.
It's very true. I think the biggest thing, Raja, like you said there, is people have something else to occupy their time with. And in all honesty, if you're in your 20s, just go get a job that pays you like minimum wage or above minimum wage or just something, because that extra income will make you feel so much better that you're not worried about making that extra trade a day. The issue becomes is people have an ego when it comes to taking a job, right? I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. I don't think I should be doing this job because I'm smarter than this or I'm smarter than that. And all these excuses come up. And it's, you know what? There are thousands of people doing thousands of different jobs. Your job does not define who you are. And if you can take that one thing away and you learn that about yourself, that your job does not define who you are, you will feel a lot better about yourself. Because the biggest thing I hear from people, and I had this discussion last night, is people will turn around and they're like, well, I didn't get promoted. I deserve to get a promotion. You don't deserve anything in your life. What you deserve is to make sure that you're doing the best you possibly can. If you don't get a promotion at your job, that's not a reflection of you. And as soon as you start releasing yourself from these ideas that, hey, you know, this person's out to get me, that person's out to get me, these people are doing this to hurt me, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. Like someone just said that they're a bike messenger. Perfect. You know what? You're doing a job and you're doing something with your life. That doesn't define you. You're not going to be a bike messenger till you're 90. And the sooner you take that chip off your shoulder and be like, hey, I'm just going to put my nose down to the grindstone, put myself into a position where I can win and work, you know, you'll feel a lot better about yourself, and you'll be able to do things, and you'll have more confidence, and you'll be more comfortable with, you know, what you're doing as a trader, what you're doing in life in general. And once you get that satisfaction of like getting somewhere, you know, you're going to feel a lot better about trading. And it's the same thing. When I started trading, I worked full time. I made it work. You know, there were some days where I missed New York session. There were some days I missed London session. There were some days I didn't sleep. You just make it work. And that's what you do. Yeah, you sacrifice a lot of things. Maybe you sacrifice going out. You sacrifice your friends. You sacrifice, you know, doing things that you normally do. It's what happens. And you know, you look at that and you're like, hey, you know, this is what I have to do to get to where I need to be. And don't put restrictions on, you know, the timelines of like how fast you have to do it. Just let it come organically. Maybe you find a job and you get promoted in your job, or you get a better job and you realize like, hey, I don't really want to trade. Like, I'm making good money at my job. I enjoy what I'm doing and I'm happy there. That's okay too. You know, it's perfectly fine. You know, maybe you find that your job is very easy and you want to keep your job. Like, there's people that trade and have their job full time and they love their job. They're like, why would I quit? I'm making money doing nothing. You know, it's just really, you know, put yourself in the best position to help yourself. Don't push yourself down or say that, you know, I can't go work at McDonald's because that's beneath me. Man, you know what? McDonald's, go work there for 6 hours a day, earn your paycheck, come trade the Asian session, go trade the London session. You know, make it work for yourself.
You guys, I'm about to head off. You guys have a good day, all right?
Yeah, take care.
Take care, Fiorella.
Yeah.
Bye, bro.
Ah, it's not you, Mac.
Oh.
I thought it was you, the guy living.
No, bro. It's definitely.
Close call, right?
Like, to continue what Ted was saying, I feel like the 2 times in the last like 3 or 4 years, because I traded binary options before I came to Forex. So I traded binary options for 2 years. Crazy story, actually, I was with Ninad Karoff when I was doing binary options anyway. So I've been trading Forex for the last 3 years, and the only 2 times in the last 3 years I've had a successful run in Forex was firstly, probably like 2 years ago when I had 2 jobs at the same time. I did security in the night time, and in the daytime, I worked in a retail store, basically like selling shoes to people. And then also the last 2 or 3 weeks where, I don't know, I just don't feel any pressure to trade. I haven't set myself any ridiculous timelines. I use a stop loss every single time I enter the market. You know, I'm sharing my trades in the chat. I'm talking about my sharing ideas. And I remember, just to like tie this all up, I said all that to say this. I remember like a couple of years ago where Rakeel and Ted, they used to say things, because the WhatsApp group used to be huge. And they used to say all the time, the same people that don't share discussions, they don't share analysis, they don't get involved with talking about trade ideas, about currencies, and about fundamental aspects of the market, are the same people who overtrade because they trade in secret. So, you know, I feel like a lot of those people who are trying to rush to get successful, it just takes time. You've got to involve yourself in discussions. You've got to be asking questions, sending charts with analysis. And yeah, I just feel like what Ted's saying there, some people, they don't take it seriously because they just think, oh yeah, he's just saying that because he's already rich or he already makes X amount per day. But when you're coming from the opposite side of the spectrum, where you don't have that kind of money, you have to start with discipline. You have to start with patience. You have to start with including yourself in conversations. And then when you do those things, when you include yourself in conversations and you share your analysis, more experienced traders or more experienced people then come and say, oh, actually, Tayshan, that analysis is wrong, and here's why. Look at it from this perspective. And then you're able to hold yourself accountable. And that's how you improve ultimately, you know.
Yeah, it's well said, Tashan. It's well said. You speak from experience too, so that's good.
Yeah, you were doing. You said you were doing binary options before.
Yeah, I did like binary options from like 2000, all of 2015 and all of 2016.
And how did that go? You didn't like it, or
binary option was a scam? Like
it's a scam?
Yeah, it's banned now, I think.
That's like because you have like a
it's banned in
deadline.
many countries.
It's because you have a deadline and things like that, right?
No, it was mainly because the guys who were doing binary options, they were basically just they had offshore accounts in like Cyprus and places like that, and they were taking people's deposits and then just disappearing.
Oh, that's why Ted one day asked him, and he said, "Oh, good luck if you get your money back." I'm like, "What?"
Oh yeah, and then also there was like signal providers, and they used to make big money, man. They used to make a lot of money from providing signals, and half the time people would just lose all the money and then they'd still be convinced to keep the subscription service.
Shit,
so
that's crazy.
I was one of those guys that, to be honest, I only subscribed to Nino for like maybe like 2 weeks, and during those 2 weeks, like literally every trade the guy took, he lost. Like I was like, what the hell is this, man?
Oh, you're with Nino.
Yeah, man. Because like every time I was on Instagram or Facebook, like man was like winning all these trades and posting all these trades, and then like man was taking like 3 trades a day on the streams, and then everyone was losing. I was like, what the hell?
They were binary trades.
Yeah, they were all binary trades. Yeah.
Hey, Nino, that's the guy that looks like me, right?
Yeah, him. Yeah, Nino Karoff.
A little skinny guy.
At the time, I was thinking like, damn, my man's got a gold Lamborghini. It's like, I need a gold Lamborghini.
Man's got a gold Lamborghini. I need one too.
A gold Lamborghini.
I want to stand on top of my Lamborghini, man.
Want to stand on top of my? No, you will dent it.
Yeah,
and then gonna get dented.
There was another guy based in Mississauga called Reza, an Asian guy.
Oh, Reza Mokhtarian, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember him, Rakeel?
Yeah.
He ripped off some you have that country called Tamil.
Yeah.
Bro, and they found him and they're the pictures.
Yeah, I think this was staged.
Him. Was it?
I think this was staged because like he owed so much money to a lot of people, and then the SEC was coming after him for like fraud. So I think this was staged to gain some sort of sympathy.
Yeah, that looks very makeup.
I remember because I used to follow him on Snapchat, this Reza guy, because I was one of his students as well. And then one of the times he was driving home, and like he posted like a Snapchat of like the woods or some shit. Mom was like, "Oh, I just got chased off the road by these big giant guys."
Oh, big giants!
And then he posted that picture the day after again.
Yeah, man, they beat him bad though. Yeah, that was his house. I remember.
Yeah, that was his house. But like, look at him, right? Like over here, when he got beat up, he put on some serious weight because of stress.
Yeah, true.
Like, look at his shoulder, all like slouchy and everything. And when he was on top of his game, man, he was like, where's that picture? Yeah, right there.
Oh, he looks fat.
Good. No, he looks what Rakeel's saying is like stress can bring like swelling and things like that. He doesn't look swollen in that picture.
Yeah, stress can like you put on a lot of weight, it shows on your face.
Yeah.
You just seem like a train wreck, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Rakeel, there's another guy who like has been accused of scams a lot. Have you heard of that millionaire mentor guy?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about like a lot of millionaire mentors.
Yeah.
No, his Instagram name is Millionaire Mentor.
Oh, that dude? He's not really a millionaire.
No, he scams so many people, man.
Yeah, he's not really a millionaire. He's a scammer.
Yeah, Millionaire Mentor, man.
Millionaire mentor. Let me see. I think I've seen him before.
I think it's his wife.
There's so many like millionaire things on Instagram. Millionaire cartel, millionaire this, millionaire that. I got suck a millionaire.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jason Stone, the guy who runs it.
Yeah.
His name's in the bio.
Listen for Alex Morton.
Oh yeah, what a scammer he is.
What's the new names to that?
Oh,
Jason Brown.
They're all IML.
Yeah, they are IMLs.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh. They have been in my country. I was like last year in November. And you don't know, I was going through there and in the middle of the road started freaking rain.
Yeah.
And my car it was turned off and I was like, what's going on?
By the way,
just a lot of rain, a road it was full of water. I was like, what? And inside of that, we see a lot of people. They are freaking scammers.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh yeah, I got you. Doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
I
I
know,
just
but
got out
Emily-
gold hair. Just closed gold hair.
You took it short.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, pointed it out when Ted was talking and then Tashan was talking. I was like, okay, perfect. But yeah, it was very nice. Easy, big fill hair.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get to that support. I mean, you probably get to that support you get done right there.
Yep. Because wicks don't lie.
There's news in a few minutes.
Oh.
We can. I was about to say that we can take 1596 as a take profit.
Yeah. And GJ might start pushing up here.
1590. Sorry.
And DJ what?
GJ might start to push up
Mm.
now and after NYC Open. Starting to make those higher highs and higher lows on a 30-minute. And then once you start to look at the time, that when's the next volume coming in, this is the volume time right now. 9:15 till 9:45. Of course, he went to trade without showing. People were talking, man. It's rude to stop them. But again, these people who say, "Oh, he took a trade without showing," are the people who are just here for people to put spoons in their mouths. Like that sort of attitude is not gonna make you better. Oh, I'm only here to copy a trade. Or
Yeah, just here to copy trades.
Yeah, but we said this, Rakeel. You traded exactly what we said. What did we want? We wanted a rejection, and then we wanted the candle to go down. This is what we were looking for. That rejection. We said that. It was explained. Mm-hmm. This candle here, we waited, and I said we need a rejection. Go back 15 minutes into the stream. We said exactly what we were looking for.
Yep.
There was no change in that. I mean, I didn't take the trade because it's not something I wanted to do, but if you were looking for the trade, that's what you're looking for. Once again, you have this massive rejection over here. Just think logically, where do orders have to go? More than likely into this area over here. There's nothing sophisticated about this trade.
No.
Not at all. Even Alex Mack was calling it out, saying 1592.
Yeah, I called it.
Yeah.
I took the trade though.
Yeah, no, you took the trade, but I mean, for people that are asking like when the trade should have been taken, it's like we said that when Max said 1592, I specifically said I want to see a rejection candle here to drive the price down, right? Because I always like to see liquidity off on the top if we're going bearish. I don't like candles like this because that's a rejection for me. But candles like this and candles like this one here, that's perfect. Like those are the trades.
That's a very easy trade. He said it, rejection, and then head down.
Yeah, and I mean the trade, we lost 2 trades this morning. I lost 2 trades this morning already with GJ. There was no problems there. I mean, I post my losses. I mean, I took losses last month too. It's part of the game. A lot of my trades aren't losses because I move my stop loss into profits right away and they get stopped out.
I was going to say, what was that? All 3 losses last month.
Yeah, I had 3 or 4 losses last month. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's whatever. You just deal with it, right? Like I have 2 losses already today, but that's just because I was a little overzealous because I had a huge win last night.
But you explained the reason for that too, though. That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't enter it blindly.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah, I just think people are upset that they're not good at something and they want to poke fault at people that are doing something. And
I mean, but what else do they want? I mean, Rakeel tries to call out the trades as much as he can, and you know what he does now? He's been restricting himself to call out risky trades. Like, come on, like what else do you want? Like, he's not gonna post the reward to risk ratio thing on the screen if it's a risky trade. Like he's just, he's holding on.
No, it's just, you know what it is, Alex. At the end of the day, no one will admit this, but because this is free, they need to find something that's faulted.
Right, they always gotta find something.
Because
like,
you're not paying for it. So now you're like, well, I'm not paying for this. Well, how can I criticize it? Like, where is there a point where I can criticize it? And that's where I find it ironic that, nobody's forcing anybody to come here. But if you're going to come here to a free stream out of your own free will and then criticize it, it's like driving to a casino and complaining when you lose.
Right.
It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
You didn't have to drive there. Like, you could have gone to dinner, you could have gone out and played hockey, you could have done whatever you want. You drove here, you made the conscious decision to come here, and now you're upset about something? It's like, you shouldn't be upset at all. You should be upset with yourself.
Yeah.
But people don't want to take responsibility for that. And I guarantee you, and I know this for a fact, because anyone I've met in person who's had a problem, I've walked up to them and I said, tell me what your problem is. They stumble over their words because they realize that, when you're speaking to someone face to face and you're not hiding behind a computer, suddenly, you sound really stupid now that all the stuff you've been typing and now you're saying it to somebody's face. It doesn't make sense.
It's a little bit different. Yeah.
It's a little different, right? And I mean, you probably looked at that, Chris, on the weekend when you had your meetup. There was no one there. There was no one there criticizing.
No,
everybody there was
awesome,
in a good mood. Everybody was just wanting to learn. Everybody was talking, and the people that wanted to criticize or were doing it, they didn't show up.
None of them, not one. Yeah. No, every single person was there, and they all kind of did their own thing, spoke to each other about their own ideas, strategies, just it was perfect.
That's right. You had your meetup.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was interesting.
How did it go?
Yeah, it's good. It was eventful.
Keval went.
Yeah, man, we all went. Yeah, we all stayed together. It's actually no, Keval didn't actually, but yeah, it was good. Very enjoyable.
Thank you,
Chris had to put up with me.
Oh yeah. It was good fun.
Who's that?
Jazza came as well. It was good. We went to a few clubs and stuff, and yeah, it's nice, man. It's enjoyable. It's nice to meet people that had similar mindsets and just sharing just experience and stuff, man. It's good. It's enjoyable. Very interesting. I think people need to look at why they're maybe not taking them trades instead of, they need to look at themselves about why did you not take that gold trade instead of like, oh, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. I think at this point, if you've been on this stream for 6 months, you should be able to come to your own conclusion. Be like, hey, I like this idea, or I've seen this setup happen enough times.
Yeah, exactly that.
Go through that. I think that's the biggest thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong. When I leave this stream, I don't think about anybody. If I talk to people and people think that my tone of my voice has changed, or I'm getting aggressive, or I'm getting upset, it's just because it's out of frustration because you're trying to help people, and I sort of sit back and be like, what more could I do for you? But when I leave the stream, I don't think about that. Like, I'm off to the gym, I'm off doing my own thing. Like, it doesn't bother me throughout the day. at the heat of the moment, it bothers me because, you know, you're trying to do good for people, and it's just, it feels like no matter what you would do, it's not beneficial to people, some people. And I think that's sort of the issue that I have is like, man, I don't think you'd ever be happy in life. Like nothing would make you happy. There was always going to be something that's going to be fault with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's something I look at. It's like, you know, like I said, I think I really want to try and help people achieve, but there's some people you just can't help, and they just want to hear the sound of their voice, or they want to read the comment of the screen, or they want to be, you know, they want to have their name in lights, or, you know, someone to comment about them so that, you know, they get justification on what they did. It's like, see, I told you, Ted got triggered by my comment. It's like, I'm not really triggered, to be honest with you. It's just more of like, I have a lack of understanding on why you are the way you are, and it's intriguing to me. So you intrigue me more than you trigger me. Let's put it that way.
Because we analyze them.
Yeah, I'm a constant people person, like in terms of observing people, understanding what people do, why they do what they do. Like it's intriguing to me that how can you be so negative and angry about everything? Like I want to know why. Like, you know, did you not get fed today? Like, are you upset with like your girlfriend broke up with you? You know, like do you have a big zit on your forehead? Like, what is it? Right?
Yeah, but it's like a constant thing. It's like a 24/7 thing. It's not like spontaneous or once in a blue moon. You know, these people, they're angry 24/7.
Yeah, I'm gonna head off. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Take it easy.
See you later.
See you, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be a counselor, but I mean, I feel that there's some sort of obligation here. Is if somebody's upset, like we have to figure out as a community to be like, well, why are you upset? Like, how can we help you? And if people just want to be dicks about it and they don't want help, that's fine. But I think there's the majority of people, like there's 900 people on this stream right now. I think the majority want to learn. So if there's something that we can genuinely help with, that's what we're trying to do here.
It's the whole point of the stream, isn't it? That's...
You know, I wish there were more talks about setups and less about people. Well, when there's setups, we talk about them. Right now, there's a big word in the middle that says ranging. So what would you like us to set up? Here, let me help you out. Okay, so here's a setup for everybody. What you do is take your magical box indicator, do this, okay? You are looking for buys above this area here. Be aware of this wick that could possibly be pushed down, and you're looking for sells below this area over here, okay? So here, this is what you're looking for your setup. So this is as easy as it can be. Buys above here, be aware of the following. One, it's Monday, so overall trend is not formed. Two, there was already massive movement to the downside. All right, so sells below here. Be aware of the following. One, massive sell off already took place. Strong support just between 20 to 50 pips below this, so we may get the move tomorrow. There, hopefully that helps.
Sums it up.
There you go. So that's basically what I'd be doing right now with that.
Yep. And then trading is kind of, we'll just have a chat now.
Yep.
Because we can't really do much more.
Do you guys ever trade within the range? Yeah, we tried to do that this morning. We lost trades. So I tried to take a sell at, what is it, 15 at 137, 513. I lost that. And I took a sell at 137, 400, and I lost that because it's been ranging. So there you go.
Paul, you here? Paul.
So, yeah. True. Yeah.
still on the level.
Chris, I'm gonna try to get that coffee out to you.
Oh yeah, man, there's no rush, dude. I've got loads of coffee. If you get time. If not, I'll pick it up and when I come over.
I don't think I'll be going to Miami, to be honest.
Well, if you don't post it, you're gonna have to.
Why? What happened, Max?
I don't know, because I'm too busy with work. So
That's cool, dude. Yeah, there's no rush.
because I don't have a driver right now, so I'm doing deliveries myself too, on top of cooking and plating and all of that. It's fucking annoying.
Oh, there are a lot of people here who would love to work for you.
Bro, send them over. Believe me.
I think you'd be an awesome boss. What do you think?
Everyone does the same, but like they don't. Like I haven't had a driver that's been with me for longer than 3 months. It's a daily routine. They have to drive daily, and it gets boring at some point for some people.
I think the problem is not you. The problem is
No, it's not me. It's
New York. It's terrible.
It's not even New York, because I give them the easy routes. I give them Long Island, which has no traffic, and they don't even take more than 3-4 hours to do 20-30 stops, and they still quit. Like, it's just not, people, they're not consistent. And most of those people, they're young. They're really young. No, I pay enough. I pay really good. I pay $500 cash a week, which for, let's say, 15 hours of work,
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, shit.
And we also give them 3 meals per day. So let's say we have 3 drivers. That's 1,500 out of my pocket.
Oh, because they get the meals too?
Yeah, and they get meals too.
Damn.
I would love to work with you.
That's actually pretty good.
Because it's easy. I mean, you're enjoying your day. You're going out there. You're
$2,000 a month cash.
Yeah, cash.
Yeah. For driving, 15 hours a week.
And they don't see that as a job. They see it as something annoying. I don't know.
Man, I could see that as a way to fund my Forex accounts.
Yeah, basically.
Easily.
Easy. Yeah. And you get getting food for free. You don't even have to spend money on food.
I might have to stay for another month,
Yeah, so this is the company we're talking about, Mac. This is his company, so you can contact him, if you're in New York.
We see we deliver to Queens, Brooklyn, and Long Island, and we deliver daily, which no other company does that because it's so hard. And I guess that's our problem when it comes to finding new drivers, and people that are reliable and they're willing to put their life on the line, let's say, for delivering on a daily basis, because nobody wants to do that at night.
Put your life on the line? What are you?
Yeah.
What? You're going through a war zone?
Yeah, I gotta be out there. I gotta be out there 5 days a week. I gotta put my life on the line.
I'm out here, man.
Technically, if someone was smart and took your job, Alex, what they would do is I would also be an Uber driver at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say exactly that.
Yes, exactly.
And just double dip. Like you're gonna give me deliveries. And as I'm delivering stuff, I'll just drive people at the same time on the way.
Yes. Because they have to have their own car. So whatever you do with your car, that's up to you. You can smoke weed, you can do whatever you want. As long as you deliver your meals, that's fine. But I don't know. It's just I don't know, and it's just young people.
Yeah, as someone just said, Uber pays so poorly, but if you're already driving to go somewhere, why wouldn't you just pick someone up along the way?
Add it to your income. Yeah.
And then I have some other people starting to compare my job with Grubhub or DoorDash or things like that. I mean, these people they don't even get paid on what's called a salary. They're getting paid based on tips.
Yeah.
And not even they probably get fired the day after because they're probably eating fries or taking a bite of a cheeseburger or something.
Well, Alex, if I move to New York, I'll drive for you. I'll drive for you.
Bring the Tesla. Bring bring whatever you want and just.
Well, no, because I think it would be fun because it's pretty flexible. I mean, when you think about it, like you don't have to drive meals right now. You'd start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. You start at 4, or you could start at 5. As long as you're done before 11 p.m. at night, you're done. You're perfectly done. You go ahead and do your second job, your third job, or whatever you want.
Chris. There's. Sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
And I'm super cool when it comes to that. Like I don't treat any of my employees bad. I don't find a way for me to get myself mad or get someone else mad or get our clients mad. And I'm just super chill, and I think that's one of the reasons why these people, they take their jobs like not so serious. Yeah. Yeah, you could go ahead, Ken.
No, someone was just talking about Uber. If the ride pops up on your Uber screen, you don't have to take the drive.
No, you don't.
You just don't click on it.
Yeah, it's up for up for auction here.
Anyone. That's your review. I mean, not review. Percentage of acceptance. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean, if you are the ones who's getting the ride, and let's say that there's someone close to you, and you don't accept that person, you get charged a fee. You know that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
The driver can go ahead and deny as many people as he wants.
Yeah, I just feel though. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I mean, it's just extra cash or whatever you're doing. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
I'll probably do it for the original money without that. It's not bad money.
Where are you going to?
Wow, look at that reversal. Beautiful. Keeps making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, and another lower high right now. Continue down.
Man, in March, Miami is gonna be going nuts. It's gonna be
gonna be hot.
It's gonna be off the walls because it's spring break too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And it's gonna be super hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty busy though.
Mm-hmm. Well, you went to the Clevelander, right? With Alex, with Hernandez?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot to go, like, refresh. That pool's so dirty though.
I gotta figure out and book my trips book my Miami. Chris, when are we going when are we trying to do the Heat game?
I think it's Monday. I'll have to check, but I think it's Monday night. Yes. Okay, I'll check before. I'll let you know.
Because then what I'm gonna do is I'll probably fly in on Friday. Because I gotta go to Tampa after that, so it's Monday night. So I have to be in Tampa Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay.
I'm sure it's Monday evening. Well, night or whatever time it is there. I'll check it. I think it was against OKC. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look.
Oh, Ted, you know what? But you have some friends in Tampa, right?
Yes.
There are 2 possible cases of coronavirus in Tampa.
Don't tell me that much.
This morning on the news.
Okay, yeah. So Miami Heat, it's the 23rd. It's OKC. Yeah.
It is. I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the one I'd fancy. So.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah, because we're gonna get a box for everybody.
Oh damn! I think I might go.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I might head down for a little.
Yeah, bring my coffee.
I'm gonna make up an excuse. Oh, my second God baby's being born. Second God baby.
Yeah, I'm just talking to my ticket broker to see if we can get a box. He normally is able to get he's like other sections from other arenas, because I used to use him in Toronto, but he has like North American connections.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
well, if you can, it'd be a good experience, man. Enjoy that.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Well, GJ is just ranging over here, and gold reacted to this level and went up.
That's the thing about gold sometimes as well. Like, he'll anticipate a reaction to the result. And like what Ted was saying before with drawing thick lines, sometimes you can see price push past and close past and you think, oh, that's it, it's finished. But then, like, before you know it, the push is really deep and then it comes back to kind of like close back in another range, and then it just kind of like fucks people. So imagine if people sold, you know.
Do you think we might get something like this? Same thing happen here? You know, one of this?
I think gold right now is going to go back up to retest 1605 because 1605 is like really, really strong resistance.
For this area?
Yeah, so then when it goes back up to test 1605, if we don't break that, then we're going to go back down. Or if this 30-minute candle, I mean, bro, five minutes gives like 700 pips, man. What the hell?
I think we already missed the move because this is just the opening for the stock exchange.
Oh shit!
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah, the
80 pips.
930.
Wow.
80
That's
pips.
the 930 push.
Yeah, I was just watching GJ as well, just in case. Because GJ, I think, is going to do it now.
Yeah, that zone that Rakeel mapped out was perfect. Because it did reject that whole area we talked about.
Nice zoning.
Reject here. Came up to here because of this.
I think one of the most important things for me this year, as opposed to different years, was being able to draw my zones correctly or mark my areas of support and resistance, and then sticking to them and being patient enough to watch price react, rather than thinking, oh, price has stopped for a 5-minute candle, let's move this line down, or let's move this zone down and let's take a trade here, and then price continues, and it's like, no, you have to be patient and disciplined.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Rakeel and Ted and everyone else who helps draw zones, man. You helped a lot.
You're welcome.
No, I wasn't talking about you, Mark.
Well, we know what Mark's zone is a big zone.
Someone is saying GJ buys. I don't think there are any buys on GJ because this 30-minute is just coming down really hard.
Yeah, just watch that. It's the 4 hour as well, so it could just push down and fill the previous.
No, seriously, that question that somebody just asked, if GJ is a buy, they must be trolling. 100% they must be trolling.
Are you trolling? 100%?
Trolling.
Hello?
Rakeel, you're going to be a chimpanzee if you keep on doing that.
Yeah. No, dude. British people get mad when I copy the accent.
Nah, you do a good British one, man.
I need to know the rules before I land over there, you know. I don't want to get...
Just don't look at anyone in the eyes. That's basically it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, look them in the eyes, you can get stabbed.
Yeah, man.
Right, mate, how are you today?
Every 5 minutes.
Oh man, look at this. Look at the link I'm gonna send.
I think I'm in trouble.
No porn, please.
Yeah, look at this. Oh man.
6 days.
Oh Lord.
That's crazy. You're fair. I don't know how can you get a deep drawdown on you.
No. Oh Lord. That's
I don't know. People shouldn't really hold drawdowns, you know.
Yeah, but if you're swinging and your stop loss is 100 pips, target 200.
I mean, but that how many positions you got open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's like a rag-av trade.
Yeah, rag.
Like rag would come on and he'd be like 100k in drawdown and he'd be crying and shit. And he'd come back in like an hour and he'd be like, yes. Like it's like
it turned around.
Yeah, that's too much, man. I couldn't deal with that every day. Whew.
GJ. Useless bad.
Here's a different approach to meal prep service. Pre-make the food and deliver weekly. No, then it's not fresh. That's the whole thing with meal prep. Is because I think it's made every day and it's shipped out every day, so it's fresh.
Oh look, I got someone actually text me right now for the job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Royce Watkins, shout out. Thank you. Oh man, I needed that.
Oh, Vincent is stuck in Vietnam because Korea won't let Vietnamese plane land in Korea.
Poor Vincent. He's been there for...
He's been there forever, man. He's trying to get back.
GJ may react on 11 o'clock.
Yeah, now you guys, yeah, like it's been ranging now from pre-New York till New York now, and NYC Open didn't really do much either. So I mean, now you start to look at that, okay, maybe London close is going to bring in volume in GJ. You know? And then at the same time, you start thinking that, okay, it's 9:40 and it's probably my time to go to the gym to do some shoulders.
Nice. Shoulders.
Yeah, I'm going to do shoulders today. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done for the day anyway.
But let's say like if London closes down, gives some push to the downside. Where do you see GJ heading down to?
I see it heading down to 137, you know, 100, and then further down to 136 500.
136 500.
Yeah, because if you look on the 4 hour here, so I'm gonna go all the way here to the left here.
Yeah.
Right.
You can use my chart from earlier. Is that what it is?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, right here.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah, here and then over here, down over here. So these are two levels on the daily too.
Oh, I marked it off too.
Yeah, I marked it off all the way back there.
Yeah, see this level here on the daily and this level here on the daily.
36 500.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, if you look at it now, objectively, what it seems like is it's creating support on the 1 hour. Now, if you remove everything and we like right over here, right? The previous 1 hour candle closed bullish, it formed support. So if a support is formed, then you might see London close push up here, and then you can say, oh yeah, you know, it's probably correcting this move down a little bit.
Thank you so much.
You know what I'm trying to say? You know, right over here. But if you get the 1 hour close bearish, then the first target is this wick fill down here, and then further on, oh, yeah, where it was like down here, 136 500. Because whenever you're confused, here's a little tip. Whenever let's say you've done analysis for the last 2-3 hours, and then you know, and nothing's happening, and now you have a bunch of lines, you're confused, just remove everything and then reanalyze the chart. Like if we look at gold, we remove everything, we go to the 1 hour, and then we start reanalyzing, and we start saying that, okay, maybe gold 1 hour, it tapped into this liquidity area that we were talking about earlier in the morning, and now it's just kind of like in this huge 1 hour range. This is massive, man. Like, look at this. This top one is 67 pips. Wow. This one is around like 100.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh, that's too big, man.
GG. Wow.
How are you guys doing your taxes for trading? Is this the first year? This is my first year. Yeah, the way to do taxes in trading is to go to an accountant and ask him that question.
Yeah, get him to do it for you.
Yeah. Oh, someone. Oh, whoa.
Some mad pitchforks.
Yeah, these are 1, 2, 3 pitchforks.
Wow.
There's some serious farming going on.
That's me.
What are the pitchforks for again? I never understood the
multiple
pitchforks.
trend lines. That's it.
Oh, okay. So
These
like
are
basically saying like options like up and down.
fractals too. He has fractals as well.
I don't know a fractal.
Yeah, he got fractals. He got pitchfork. What else he has?
Pitchfork for me is a gang sign.
Wow. Crazy.
4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, see? So now if you start looking for sells, now if you're starting to look for sells, you want this 30-minute candle to close below all these candles here to the left, like this one, this one, this one, this one, because you want this candle or the next one to close below and say, okay, look, now this candle has done something what these previous candles couldn't do. And what was that? It closed below 137,400. You know, so you're like, okay, this is our gladiator over here, which is now paving the way for the next candles to continue down.
Mm-hmm. So we should definitely wait for like a nice clean break below 137,400.
Yeah, because you want this Hercules here to show up so that you can say, okay, now we can head further down.
That makes sense.
But
Yeah, when it comes,
yeah, exactly.
When it comes, it'll be a nasty one.
Yeah, if that Hercules candle doesn't happen, then it's going to be very tough.
Got no trade then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done for the day. I got some pips and gold. I'm good. Bobby, your phone.
Man, Miami's expensive.
Miami is expensive, yes.
Holy cow! It's
Oh
like
yeah, man.
$4,000 for
what, for staying?
Yeah.
What's your game?
I've got sofa bed, dude.
Well, Ted, you gotta lower down your expectations then.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I am lowered. I'm the cheapest guy you'll meet.
me and Tim were talking about. We're like, man, this guy, he wants to just stay at the top of the top. We're like, why?
It's because Ted needs his own bathroom, his own private space, and all the things. Because I got a sofa bed, dude. $60 a night, you good, you know. Got share bathrooms. I know that's not your thing, so.
No, that's okay. I was just looking. I'm like, holy cow!
Well, don't forget, Max said he'd go up.
No. We sat down and we already specified I'm not staying with anyone. I stay with my grandma.
Yeah, Miami's going to be pretty expensive because of spring break.
Spring break, yeah.
Yeah, I found that, and I booked myself a bit ago, and the prices have changed now as well for the stuff that I was looking at as well. So I think they're going up closer it gets to the time, I think. Are you still looking in the same area you said, Ted?
Yeah, I looked through Marriott to see if I can use my reward points, but it's like $900 a night, and then I'm like, okay. Yeah.
You kind of tilt your head. You're like, what?
900.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they gave me a high price too, so I called them. I'm like, hey, Debbie, what are these prices? Hi, Debbie speaking. I'm like, what are these prices, Debbie?
This is not enough. This is not right.
This is not right.
Yeah, and then they gave me a discount. I'm like, perfect.
All right, guys, I'm out. Be safe.
All right, bro.
Be safe.
Later,
Hope you get more worker.
There are no loopholes to avoid taxes. You got to be smart about it. Well, you know, I don't think so. There are loopholes to avoid taxes because they will come get you. Once you get into a working world and you really start paying attention to what you're making, what you're spending, what taxes you're going to pay at the end of the month, like, you know, if you live in Canada, you pay HST and then you go for, like, you know, the full income tax, then you start realizing, okay, you know, you just got to be smart about it, but there are no loopholes.
Should have waited.
Monty, we might want to look for another place in London, because the
you know where you're going is
canceled.
expensive, dude. Oh, really? It's expensive.
The one by Wembley, they cancelled. I'm like, fuck.
They might have a game or something on, because if there's a game there, that normally like the players and stuff stay there.
Oh yeah, no, the rooms are fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the rooms are fine. They just cancelled the Meeting space.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want something in the same area?
Yeah, I'm gonna look here.
Mm.
Does this stream 24/7? No. This streams till like 20 minutes ago. But I'm working overtime right now.
Planning trips.
Love you. After I got off work,
Yeah.
your stream is still here. I'm just happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna head off. Take care.
Alright, boys. Take it easy.
Nice one.
Okay, brother. Take care.
See ya, brother.
See you later.
See ya.